Since its inception, the GT3 class has grown massively to the point where it is now arguably motorsport's most popular category. Tonight, we begin our journey with these powerful and exciting machines around some of the best circuits in the globe in order to crown an undisputed king. This is Apex Racing TV, this is the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, and this is the Race Hub World GT Championship. Good evening everybody, welcome to Apex Racing TV, and we're very excited to be bringing you a brand new series here on the channel. Andrew Woodhouse here, joined by Adam Bath and iRacing Blancpain World Championship driver Alex Simpson. And Alex is our resident GT driver. What can we expect from the coming 3 months of action?
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Hello everybody, it's going to be great. I think we're going to have a lot of tight action-packed races out there as well. Not very often do we see tiny little sprint races with the GT cars, so going to be lots of aggressive action out there trying to muscle their way through. And yeah, I think we're going to be in for an absolutely storming season.
Yeah, I think you're right. Adam Bath, you love a bit of GT3s, don't you? And we're here at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. It's one of the best places to start a new season, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to some really good tracks throughout this season. Yeah, we start off here at Brands. No, got that on my mind. We start off here tonight at Spa for free. 20-minute races around the GP pits, and 20 minutes, and it's such a long track. We're not going to be getting too many laps in here, so the drivers are going to be making sure they make the most of every single opportunity in this race tonight, and I'm really intrigued to see how this format is going to work as we go throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, for sure, Alex, the slipstream is going to be prevalent here tonight. The along Kemmel Straight, the run towards Blanchimont and to the bus stop. I think we're going to see a lot of overtaking and maybe give the drivers a little bit of a chance to get some of that early season jitters out of the system.
Yeah, absolutely low downforce for everybody here. Obviously one of the longest sections we have that's flat out. Definitely one of the fastest circuits as well. So yeah, it should be some good opportunities. Obviously Rouge can be very, very tricky in these cars, especially once the tyres start to go. But short little sprint races should keep that in check a little bit. So yeah, could be fun.
We'll run you through this schedule that we've got for this season. 10 weeks, 26 races, a sprinkling of sprint races and endurance racing as there's a bit of contact going on in the qualifying session. We start off tonight at Spa, then we head to Phillip Island in Australia next week, or we head to Snetterton, where we were hosting the Snetterton last night. Then we go to Interlagos at mid-November, then Watkins Glen, the classic boot, for an endurance race there, an hour-and-a-half race there, as Ash Sutton crashes again in the qualifying session. After Watkins, we go to Monza at the beginning of December, Mount Panorama Bathurst, then Road America, then a 2-week break for the Christmas and New Year festivities, and then we end the season at the Nürburgring for a sprint race there, and then Le Mans on the 15th of January for an endurance race, another hour-and-a-half race around the Circuit de la Salle.
Yeah, fantastic season in prospect, and Alex, you look at this field and you look at this circuit, is there anybody who stands out to you as being a contender early on?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to put some money down on Sutton, I think. Do you remember when we did the How to Circuit GT Racing series?
Yep.
I think he was very quick there as well. Yeah, Dave Baker looking very, very strong as always. He did a bit of academy work with us as well in the GTs, so we know he's very, very good as well. Early signs showing Nicole Foggy looking pretty good in qualifying right now. We just see him coming into the pit lane. He's looking very good. So Good shout as well, Andy Shell, very fast, very consistent driver. Pete Newman right up there doing a good job, so good to see Pete there. Going to be interesting to see how the balanced performance worked. We talked about that off air a little bit. Obviously some cars are going to have advantages in one track compared to others as well, so yeah, it'll be good to see how it all unfolds.
I think it'd be fantastic. Several teams, Adam, with some good entries out there. There's quite a few privateers as well, but looking at the likes of Team Mad, Youth Energy, DQR, Club 73 Racing, they've all got some good representation. Northern Lights Racing in there as well. When you look at the field, is there anybody who you think going to have a good season?
Just having a look myself through the entry list now, we've got some really good drivers, mainly for the top few teams. We've got, the likes of Matt Bunn, who did well if he was keeping it on the circuit in the briefly run BSR Porsche Cup back at the start of 2017. We've got Ash Sutton as well, as Alex was saying. We've got Dave Baker as well in car 6. And then just looking further down the order, we've got some proper underdogs, the likes of Maciek Sakovic, Club Series winner, a series that was organised by some of the drivers that have organised this, like Chaz Draker. We've got Jerome Kaiser as well, driving for Team Mad as well. They've got a decent team there. And Diogo Melro as well. So there's a few other drivers. And just looking towards the bottom end of the entry list, we've got some other drivers as well that we may not have seen before. The likes of Stephen Greenwood. We've got Joris Thielen as well in car 64 in the Audi towards the bottom end of the entry list. So everywhere you look, there's going to be competition. And of course, as seems to be the case with broadcast here on Apex Racing TV, we've got a reverse grid, so just to spice it up a little bit more.
This is our first outing, Alex, seeing the Ferrari GT3 car in action. We drove the GTE version at the 24 Hours of Le Mans earlier on in the year, and we absolutely loved that. And I think the Ferrari drivers are going to be fairly competitive here today as well.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, time's looking pretty good all down, so I don't think there's sort of one car that's like massively slow or anything here. So it looks like if you can get them dialed in, they'll all be competitive.
It's quite a feat to get some space, actually, Adam, in this qualifying session, open qualifying, with well over 40 cars out there, and 44 cars to be precise, out on the circuit, and getting that space to get a flying lap in. We know it's always we know Spa's one of the easier places to do this, but not so much here today.
Yeah, plus you've got the traffic, and you've also got cars that could be crashing or spinning on their hot lap as well. So there's going to be a lot of unpredictability to this grid. Drivers
lower cars too. Sorry, just even drivers could be 4 or 5 seconds a lap slower than yourself as well going around the track.
Plus you've got the slipstream as well. Sports cars have got a lot more downforce than the likes of the Kia and the Mazda that we usually have on this channel. So interesting to see how that affects the drivers during the broadcast. Just looking at the cars we've actually got here today, we've got the Ferrari GT3, we've got the Audis as well getting represented. Don't know if we've got anybody in the BMWs. Just looking down the order, it's probably not a circuit that will suit them too much.
There is one. Yeah, there is one on the on the entry list. So
there you go.
We'll find out who that was. Alex
it's
Everett.
not me though.
Alex Everett is driving the BMW.
Oh, good on you, Alex.
But it doesn't,
there you go.
Only is there. He's in 14th place at the moment, repping the Z4.
129.
We need. I think we need. You know what it calls for then, Adam, don't you? It calls for a guest appearance by Adam Bath in the BMW, doesn't it?
Oh, and it's a shame we're not at Donington.
Oh, Dave Baker, massive one. Oh, Rouge.
Oh, well, we've seen a few cars do that in this qualifying session. Ash Sutton did it. Dave Baker driving the McLaren. Oh, he was having
huge crash.
He was having to avoid a slow Mercedes, and that was Richard Gafencu.
Massive crash for Dave Baker. Luckily for him, I don't think it's a one-car setup in qualifying here. So, yeah, McLaren there. Luckily, Dave Baker, it is sim racing, so you don't have to pay all those repair bills. It would have been a sizable one at the top of Eau Rouge. There's an Audi. There was an Audi parked at the side of the circuit as well, down the endurance pitch straight.
Running through the top 10 and then qualifying with just a few minutes to go. Nicole Foggy seems to do pretty well in the qualifying for the BSR TC. He's currently on provisional pole here. Then it's 200s back to Dave Baker, who's having a good qualifying. Joris Thielen in third, Dave Baker fourth, Matt Bunn in fourth, Richard Gafencu in fifth, then Pete Newman sixth, Andy Scheel of 007 in seventh place, Diogo Melro eighth, Bart Daleman in ninth, and David White rounding out the top 10.
Got to give Race Hub a big shout, Alex, as well, for sponsoring the series and also putting a couple of teams in there as well, and really putting this series together nicely.
Yeah, done a fantastic job. Good to see them on board. Just trying to. There's just a small graphical glitch, so if you just bear with me, I'm just going to try and fix that quickly.
So, Spa-Francorchamps then, Adam. We know it's a classic circuit. We've gone over this many times. Is there anything about the circuit that surprises you when you are driving it, especially here on iRacing with the laser scan version?
Yeah, it is a bit difficult really to pick out anything new because we've driven the track on so many different games, whether that be an F1 game, whether that be like your Forzas or your Gran Turismo. So it is really familiar now. I think probably the thing that changes over time is that final corner, the bus stop chicane. It seems to be different in whatever game you try it on, but we've got the most accurate version of it here on iRacing, and yeah, there's that little bit of altitude, isn't there, where you go through the entry and then the exit, and I wonder if we'll see any drivers using that little bit of runoff area on the exit, because it can gain you time, especially if you're fighting with the car in front on the run to the finish line.
It's a brilliant overtaking place as well, isn't it? I mean, it just leads absolutely perfectly on through Blanchimont and really invites the drivers to be late on the brakes, because you can be late on the brakes because there's nothing immediately in front of you to crash into. So if you do make a mistake and if you overshoot the corner, well, yeah, you'll have to take a slow down penalty most likely, but you'll live to fight another day, and that's why it, like I say, invites drivers to try at least. There's the Ford of Dennis Melcher. In fact, the only Ford GT out there, currently in 15th place. Not a bad run. And of course, it is the old Ford GT, Adam. So not the GTE version that we've been accustomed to seeing over recent months.
No, yeah, the GTE racing in the World Endurance Championship. I haven't seen any Fords, any of the new Fords racing in the Blancpain recently. So yeah, we're racing with the old one from a few years ago, and we'll see how Dennis gets on. Just going to have a. I was also just going to mention the track limits has been a constant discussion in the motorsport world over the last few weeks. This circuit, there's curb and then there's grass on the inside line, so we don't have any Circuit of the Americas issues to deal with here. I hope not anyway.
Yeah, Alex, what do you find the most challenging part of the circuit? Because obviously you've done more laps here than probably the rest of us all put together, and it's, you know, it is a tough circuit even for experienced veterans.
Yeah, I mean, I used to find the aptly named Alex's Corner. No one will know which corner that is. But was that?
I know which one it is.
Yeah, it's the one before
Stavelot.
Paul Frere. Stavelot, there you go. And yeah, that one used to always be a bit of a troublesome corner for me. But now it tends to be actually the slow speed stuff, because the car, you know, you really do dial it in for high speed sort of corners and things like that. So the slow speed stuff, you just want to suffer with that traction. So those are the two areas. So the bus stop and out of turn one, they're going to be an issue, I think, for the drivers. Just while I've got the mic as well, I just wanted to sort of point out that all of the drivers are color coded to the left as well, depending on what car they're driving. And hopefully, in the next race as well, we'll have the manufacturer logos on there as well. So I've got them all on, but for some reason the overlay is not pulling them down. So, but the actual the little colour slashes to the left should give you an indication as to if people are in the same car or not.
Yeah, and we Alex as well. You've got a job on with all the trying to work the cameras really for us and trying to keep track of all these 40 odd GT cars as they go through La Source and up towards Eau Rouge for the down towards Eau Rouge, and then you go up through Eau Rouge, of course. So you've got your hands full on that one, I think, my friend.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. It'll be all right. We've dealt with 60 cars before here.
We have indeed, yes. One thing the drivers are going to have to keep in mind as well, Adam, especially the ones who are maybe more used to touring car racing, maybe front-wheel drive cars, is if you get a tap in the rear, it's not as easy to save in these as it is in the Kia Optima.
Yeah, you're going to be going backwards into the wall, I think, especially going through Eau Rouge. We haven't got long left. Well, I haven't got long left before we start the race, so we'll run you through the starting grid. I believe it's a standing start for this race, so that'll be interesting to see as well, because GC Racing usually see the standing start. We'll run you through the grid, and it is
still some drivers out on laps, Adam. I'll just maybe hang fire for 30 seconds or so.
Before we do that, then
still a couple of drivers going into the bus stop at the end of the lap, trying to improve.
I'll quickly have a quick run through the entry list as Dan Rusu comes across the line to put in a lap that doesn't put him anywhere on the grid.
Oh.
Not surprised, given by the amount of damage that he's got to to the rear car. Jerome Kaiser now coming through Stavilo and into Curve Paul Frere. Kaiser driving for Team Mad, and behind him he's got the BMW that we've been mentioning all evening of Alex Everett, who sits in 21st position. Really using Kaiser as a tow around this back section because he needs it.
Good on him going for the BMW though. Like I say, it is a fast car. Didn't it win the Blancpain Didn't it win the Blancpain iRacing series last year, Alex?
It did in the first season. Yep.
Yeah.
And
So it is a good.
And they still did relatively well for those drivers that drove it in the second season as well.
It is a good car.
A ton of weight
having the best of luck there in that final chicane. Kaiser comes across then, and
doesn't set a time.
Time, so he stays in 15th place. I think that now is everybody, Adam.
Yeah, Dennis Melcher is, that is everybody. So we're running through the grid then for the first race, and the top three, it's good if you've got a 6 in your number. Nicole Foggy, car 66, starts on pole. Dave Baker, car 6, starts in second. And then car 64, Eurus Thielen, starts in third. Matt Bunn starting in fourth for CQR Race Hub. And fifth place is Richard Gafenku. And sixth, we've got Pete Newman. Seventh, Chris Wood. Eighth, Andy Shield. Ninth, Ash Sutton. And 10th, Christian Rose. 11th for Diogo Melro. 12th, Bart Daleman. 13th is David White with Lewis Bibby in 14th. Sharon Kaiser in 15th place. Dennis Melcher starting in 16th. Stuart McFadden in 17th for Maranello Motorsports. Then Ben Gregory 18th. Jake Blackhall in 19th. And Ross McFarlane in 20th. Alex Everett, the only BMW, starting in 21st. Sam Reed 22nd. Pete Howard, the winner of the Sonetta Ton last night, starting in 23rd. Julian Janowski 24th. 25th for Kieran Roch, and then Chaz Draycott on his return to an iRacing series here on Apex Racing TV, starting in 26th. Then Zachary Buchanan starting in 27th, Stephen Dawson 28th, James Ewens in 29th, and Magic Zakovic in 30th, Anwar Smith 31st, 32nd for Matthew Keeber, Robert Lundgren in 33rd, Lee Woodburn 34th, Josh Rayfield 35th, Jason Rowe, car 888 starting in 36th, Scott Malcolm 37th to 38th for Dave Crozier. Eddie King starting in 39th, and then the cars that did not set times. In fact, it is all of that one team in the Ferrari. I'll get the name in a minute. Ben Hackerson in 40th, Dion Phillips in 41st. The Fitzstye team, there it is. Jack Stiles in 42nd, Dan Rusu in 43rd, and starting at the back in 44th place, it's Owen Morgan, as we do have a rolling start for this first race.
Yeah, we do. And Alex, with the rolling start then, in your opinion in this track, does it make it a safer start or not? What's the thinking behind that?
A little bit. I mean, I think we should watch out more for people making mistakes in the bus stop, because I think, we've seen that in the past. But
on the rolling start.
On the rolling start, yeah. But actually, I think, it should be a little bit safer.
Of course, yeah, you got to try and time that start well, get a good jump.
As always, the big area to keep an eye on is going to be Lecom. That's always it always narrows down there massively.
Everything everybody will all get together at the end of the Kemmel Straight. That's for sure.
Have you noticed that the top four, all different manufacturers? Great to see. McLaren, we've got Mercedes, we've got Audi, and we've got Ferrari in the top four.
Well, I think that'll please the organisers of the series absolutely no end, because that's what they wanted. They wanted strong competition out there on the circuit, and I believe we're going to get it. So the safety car is into the bus stop now, and Nico Foggy for Northern Lights Racing in the Mercedes, car number 66, will have the task leading us to the first green flag of Season 2 of the World GT Championship. And we're underway here at Spa. It's a good start by Foggy, Baker in second, and Joris Thielen and Matt Bunn are going side by side into La Source. The Audi makes it in there first. Good exit by the Ferrari though.
Oh, spin.
On the spin, who is it?
It's Bart Daleman, I think, it's
just a half
spin, yeah.
I think,
it's for Ash Sutton, it's for Ash Sutton, sorry, in the red Ferrari. Right behind him now, flashing the lights, Diogo Melrose who go up for a route.
Listen to the sound of these GT3 cars, Alex, as they go up the Kemmel Straight for the first time. It's been a really good start by Foggy, and the top four already breaking away. You see the two CQR cars there of, I think it's Andy Shield and Pete Newman possibly going side by side.
Yeah, good run down into Lacombe. This is where I thought it might just narrow down. It's a bit of rear wing damage on one of the CQR cars there. I'm not sure who that is. I think that's Andy Shield there. So don't know what he was involved in. Something in turn one.
We'll give a shout out to the handy spotter's guide that we received earlier on today. That's going to be helpful, I think. We've got this meeting. See Scott Malcolm in there with the Scottish flag on his roof.
Oh, and around in a big crash.
Oh, crash for McFadden.
He's back across the
back
track.
onto the circuit. What's he doing?
And he's collided with Janowski, and he's collided with another of the Ferraris. That's Chaz Draycott, limit squad car.
Out already. And McFadden, I don't know why he let it roll back into the track like that.
Yeah, it didn't seem to drag the brake there at all, did he? So the car just came on there.
And he collided with the other Scottish team, the Northern Lights racing car. That's Ross McFarlane.
Yeah, not the cleverest bit of driving you've ever seen on lap 1 of the season, but he's seen that before in opening meetings. I mean, he wasn't. I mean, Alex Smolensky tried a J-turn, didn't he, at Phillip Island in the first meeting of the BSRTC this season? So we're used to that. The front 4 are away then: Foggy, Baker, Thielen, and Bunn. And then it's Newman, Gafencu, Shield, Wood, Rose, and Bibby is your top 10. And there, just in front of them, is Christian Rose, having to defend from Lewis Bibby into the bus stop chicane. Then Bibby finds an opening up the inside in the Audi. He's going to have the outside for the second part of the chicane. Rose defending hard now. He's really trying in that race sub car to stay ahead of Lewis Bibby. He knows Bibby's a hard charger. Bibby's going to have to go into La Source here, but is it a wise idea, Adam, to go for the move in La Source? Because it might cause contact, and it might cause a pile-up like that. The Mercedes, the team mad Mercedes of Kaiser, mounted the front of the spun Ferrari, and you can see that one coming a mile off. Maybe going for the move there. I don't think Alex Lasource is the best place to try it here, really. But also, I don't think he got a lot of space on the inside either.
He didn't get an awful lot of space. He put his car up the inside there, didn't he? Left his nose in, and he basically gave Rose the opportunity. He was like, well, I'm here. If you turn in, we're done for. Simple as that. Yeah, and Rose
turned in.
Rose squeezed him in, and that's what's going to happen.
Spin for a CQR Audi. It's Newman.
Pete Newman, who was in 5th position.
Oh,
what's he done? Oh no, now he's reversing.
It was very nearly a terrible rejoin, but he just about managed to rescue that one. What of the drivers, Adam, who crashed on the first lap? Are they all out?
Got a few cars in the pits. Yeah, Chaz Draycott, Ross McFarlane, Stuart McFadden is down towards the back. Jack Starr's only just got going. I mean, you might start from the pit lane. Sakovic.
Kieran Roach just left the pits as well. I think there is a fast repair on them, but that's not the start any of them wanted, really.
No, they'll be hoping for a reverse grid. I think it's the same rules as BSR, so if you do finish one lap down, you should be able to be in with a shout of the reverse grid. What are the numbers, Alex? We'll bring that up now.
Sorry, say that again.
What are the numbers that are eligible for the reverse grid?
It goes down to 36, I know that. 14 to 36.
There we go. So they'll be fighting for that 36th place spot because that's where some of those guys are. So we'll see how
Melrose around as well. He's having to be patient.
Melrose.
He was in 12th place, the Melrose. And that was chancing it there somewhat ahead of Owen Morgan.
Well, he tumbles down to 30th place, the Emirates liveried car.
That is not a good start for Diogo Melrose either. So I think what it's going to...
Kaiser around as well. There's loads of people.
It's Kaiser.
His car's toast as well.
Kaiser's car was already damaged, wasn't it? Yeah.
He already had a lot of damage to the Dutchman.
Oh, he's done a Raikkonen, I think, possibly. Going through... Oh, he hit that inside curve, Alex. He hit that inside curve, and that just was enough to unsettle the car.
He needs to get that back into the pits now. Fortunately for him, he's near the bus stop chicane, but...
It's Shield. Andy Shield, who was in 5th position, has crashed at the source. It's all happening here.
He needs to get that one reversed, I think. I know you're not strictly supposed to reverse on the circuit, but... he's been hit.
We're still on this replay, so we'll stay with Andy and we'll see exactly what happens.
Dion Phillips coming through in the Ferrari and hitting the stationary Shield. And this is not... it's not been such a clean start so far.
Bit of a weird one there, Alex. On my screen, it looks like he gets hit, but the Mercedes doesn't actually hit the back of him.
That's the worst possible place, isn't it, to be? Oh yeah, and I literally clicked away just as he got absolutely smashed. So, but I think if you're going to keep your nose there, you've got to expect that, So
you've got to you've got to chuck it in reverse, have you not?
Yeah, you've got to get it out of there. So
A lot of mistakes then in this first race of the season, of season 2 in the World GT Series.
You know what? I think that is a symptom of, you know, drivers not necessarily knowing the cars, maybe not knowing some of the drivers that they're racing with. But really, there's not a lot of excuses out there, really, Alex, given the fact that a lot of the drivers have raced together many times.
Well, yeah, exactly. They have done, but I mean, I would think, you know, we'll give them a little bit of slack for this one. So will some of the admins to a degree, apart from absolute silly moves. Because, like you say, they are completely new. It's going to take a little while. You know, I hope the drivers don't come out, you know, with their typical rage keyboards on the Facebook group and stuff like that. You know, you guys got to get used to the cars and how everyone drives around them. You know, some people might, you know, be exceptional in the Kia, but actually struggle somewhat in the GT. So you got to figure out, you know, do I need to give these people some more room or whatever like that. So just a little bit of patience. No knee-jerk reactions needed from anyone at this point.
Adam, do me a favour, copy and paste that last bit from Alex and just chuck that on the Facebook group, because that's exactly what the drivers need to hear.
Will do.
Calm heads will prevail eventually.
Moveness is key.
Moveness is key, and Nico Foggy has been very smooth indeed at the moment. 7/10 of a second is the advantage for the Mercedes driver, ahead of the McLaren of David Baker, and then the Audi of Joris Thielen. And actually, Thielen's Audi, we know the Audi's quick in a straight line, Alex, and it looks like he's closing in on the BSRTC champion.
Yeah, very close. I think going to have an opportunity. Good to see the 4 manufacturers still absolutely nose to tail or really up the front. So
somebody gone on in the middle.
It's Chris Wood. It's Chris Wood on the exit. That's Radion, isn't it? Oh, he hit the wall as well.
Yeah, it's Radion.
Dear.
He's got a lot of damage. Oh, he needs to keep it over to the left. These cars are doing nearly 115 miles an hour or more through there.
Oh, got the snap. I hate the snap. Nothing worse, actually.
Oh, 3 wide behind them. And actually, that's more. It's less 3 wide and more just the Ferrari of Dan Russo getting out of the way of Bart Delman and Dennis Belcher, it looks like.
Dennis having a good run, 9th place, up 6 spots so far. Looking good in the Team Mad car.
Yep.
Chris Wood dropped down to 27th place after that spin on the XL Road.
Everybody's still running, by the way. McFadden, Draycott, McFarlane, Sakovic, King all back out there and back out on the circuit, so it's good to see that. Drivers using that fast repair, and you know what, it could be important, Alex, for the points at the end of the season, if you just get a few points by going back out there on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. We just lost Ben Hackiston as well.
Hackiston
I think that was a connection problem. I was literally just about to focus on him, and suddenly he just disappeared, but it seems he's back, so connection problems for Hackiston. Nothing unusual there, is there?
Where's he dropped down to then?
He's 18.
Well, no, he's back now. He's where he was.
Yeah. He's up to 18. I think we were going to focus on him because he is our biggest mover in the field. 22 positions gained for Ben Hackiston. Started at the back, didn't set a time. Now to 18th place.
His connections all over the place in the boosted motorsports car. He's just behind Anwar Smith in the Youth Energy car, number 44. Mercedes, number 44. It's been a good few days if you drive a Mercedes and have number 44 on the car.
Badly, yes. Yes, going up the hill.
A bit hard.
Oh yeah, I'm not taking it too well, that, as they go up the hill, up towards Lakecombe.
It's what it is, I guess. But, hey, look, we have to point out, first ever British.
It is a really good achievement, I must say that, yeah.
World champion. And look at the fire coming out of that McLaren.
By Dave Baker,
that's
absolutely
fantastic. Brilliant. Look at that. He's almost barbecuing Joris Thielen. I didn't realise added weaponry was allowed.
It's self-defense tactics, isn't it?
I'm sure.
This is how you defend, you know, if you have a bit of flamethrower at the back.
No, I have just been watching Robot Wars, so I thought I might have been hallucinating a little bit, but that looks fantastic coming out of there. Brilliant.
Thielen's eyebrows went really singed there in the early going.
The Audi almost made Krakauer burst out of him, or whatever it was. Now, Ash Sutton's moved up to 6th place, and he's just behind Richard Gafencu. So Ferrari versus Mercedes here, as it was on the racetrack in Mexico.
British Touring Car Champion trying to get past Richard Gafencu here into 5th place. Car 116, that was the number that he had this season in the Race touring cars next season probably will be number 1.
Hey, Gafenku, that is smoothness is key from Gafenku. He's not worried about Sutton behind him. Sutton, you can see the car dancing around Alex, and Gafenku is just taking these big, old, wide GT racing lines, and it's working perfectly.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of speed the Merc's got compared to the Ferrari. So,
oh, Sutton, what's he going to try? Is he going to try and launch him on? This is brave. Gafenku gets on the brakes. He does. Oh, a bit of contact.
Yeah. Kind of needed to defend that. Ash was always going to stick his nose up the inside. You leave the door open like that, you know. You just kind of you're kind of asking for it. Oh,
he's going to fight back in the second
That's a good
part.
old blink. I think he blinked just at the right time there, didn't he, Ash? Otherwise, it took a rear smash.
Looks like a slowdown for Bart Dowman, or if it's not a slowdown, he's ended up all the way over to the left-hand side of the track.
It's time for an onboard lap. Shall I jump on with?
Oh, who should we go with? Somebody who hasn't crossed the line yet, maybe. What about Christian Rose?
I was gonna say, oh yeah, we'll go with that one.
You were going to say the BMW, weren't you?
No, I was gonna say this very battered Audi that's just gone at the inside. That's Andy Shield working his way back through the field.
The one board then with Rose as he exits turn 1 in the Ferrari. Good to get a good shoot out of that turn 1, carry a lot of speed down towards Eau Rouge, use all of the track to the left hand side. Watch you don't get the 1X and try and cut the top as you crest over there. Again, you've got to avoid the slowdown, so drivers will take full advantage where they can, but yeah, we might see a few get penalised. Down the Kemmel Straight, lots of time to think about the braking point, use all the curb on the way in. You want to hook your wheels on the top of the curb on the right there. The same with the left-hander. That will get the car rotating the best it possibly can. Down a gear and through the final corner. We've got a bit of company in the background. We can see it on the screen inside the car. I love that. Heavy braking down, and we have to watch the connection as we're blinking all over the place. But lots of adverse camber there, just forces you wide. And I don't think we're going to be able to stick with this on board as we go through No Name Corner. Important again not to get the off track there. Please, Christian's connection, come back.
You go to the car in front, quick. He's a Ferrari as well, Matt Kiba. Do it.
The Kiba then, as we go through Pouan. It's got a great bit of draft here as we come into the S's. The limit squad car ahead.
Crash in front. Melrose stops in the middle of the track. Watch out!
Oh, there we go. That's not the ideal line to take, but well avoided. Absolutely.
Into place.
Right. Into Alex's corner, and very easy to run out wide and into the gravel trap there. Trust me, I know. Through Paul Frere, you want to get on the power as early as you possibly can, but car just wants to push wide through there. Now we're heading down the back straight.
Can I just say, just listen to this Ferrari, isn't it?
I love the Ferrari. It actually sounds a bit tame from the onboard compared to some of the others, like the Mercedes, the one through Blanchimont. Car just absolutely stuck through there as well. Heavy braking in towards the bus stop. You want to kiss both apexes, and I think we missed the first one by a country mile. But good for the second one. And that is a lap around Spa.
He was heading towards France with the first one, but he definitely hit the second one, Matt Kiba.
Well, that
was an eventful lap.
Yeah, when we were looking at that onboard, Lewis Bibby was in 7th place. He spun out on the exit of Eau Rouge. He had that snap that Alex was talking about, and he's now dropped down to 12th place.
Hasn't looked like he's hit anything though, Bibby, so it should be alright. It looks like we've got a slowdown. Is it a slowdown in the background for Stephen Dawson, or is it... I think it may have been, because around the outside goes car 44. That's Amar Smith making his way through the field.
Getting pretty close back at the front again. Gap's down to 0.7 of a second. So Baker trying to hold back on, maybe looking after his tyres just a little bit better than Foggy.
I do have to say, I do love that David Baker's gone with car 6 for this. With this season, we do appreciate a good in-joke here on Apex Racing TV. Baker in 2nd place. I'm very happy with that. Indeed, in his first run. But Nico Foggy so far, with just we get 2 laps in, do you think? It's going to be close, isn't it?
2:18 lap, and we've got 4 minutes 20 seconds left. So, 2 more laps when we get to the line. Yeah.
How impressive has Nico Foggy been though, Adam? Pole position, and he's only 1 second clear, but driven a perfect race so far.
It looks like he's really controlling things at the front, isn't he, the Isla Base car? Obviously, Baker's able to pick up the slipstream, but looks like the Merc has just enough in check to keep him back. And coming around to start the penultimate lap now, he should be able to hold the two of them behind as Thielen again closes up to the rear of Baker. As we've got a fight between Mercedes and McLaren and an Audi for the top three.
Well, since coming out of the ashes of JMR, Alex, Northern Lights Racing have been very impressive and been really good how they've all worked together and brought some real talent over from other sims and into this one, and it looks like it's really paying dividends for them.
Foggy, one of those drivers, really did a huge difference. Really come in all guns blazing, isn't he, into the BSRTC and showing what he can do in the GT cars now. So Baker as close as we've seen him, but unfortunately he doesn't seem to have the downforce going through Eau Rouge. Lost quite a bit of time and actually coming under a bit of pressure now.
Oh,
from behind.
Thielen having a think about moving to Lacombe, but not quite close enough. Again, the fire spewing out of the back of the McLaren. It's not the same fire you get out of the McLaren Honda, but it's fire nonetheless. Matt Bunn is in fourth, 5 seconds clear, 5 seconds adrift, Adam, but 10 seconds ahead of Richard Gafencu, so I think he's going to be happy with how this one's going. He's just put a lap on Jack Stiles.
Yeah, Matt Bunn, the leading Ferrari in this field as he drifts his way through corner no name, currently sitting in fourth place. And yeah, a bit of a lonely race for him here. 11-second gap back to Gafencu, and yeah, 4-second gap to Thielen up the road. So yeah, he should be in a good place.
I think Gafencu managed to see off Ash Sutton, kind of, and for now at least, Sutton is in 8th place behind Dennis Melcher in the Ford, Bart Dahlmann's Mercedes.
Man on a mission, Ash Sutton. He passed David White on the last lap, and he was nearly half a second quicker than Melcher on that last one, so we could be seeing a grandstand finish here from the reigning touring car champion.
What happened to Ash? He was further up, wasn't he?
Either slow down or something. Yeah. Just to check on the BMW, Alex Everett's in 13th place, sorry.
Yeah, no, doing well. Actually, I checked in on him a little bit ago as just while you guys go through it. I was like, oh, let's have a look, see what he's doing. But yeah, doing a good job. Obviously, this is going to be Alex's track that he just wants to throw away. You know, this is definitely the one where the BMW is really going to struggle. It's fast through the corners, but of course, it's just not going to overtake anything. Just hasn't got the legs to do it, unfortunately. In the slipstream, he's just going to be keeping up.
He's not doing a bad job out there.
No, he's doing a great job. But yeah, just moving forward is going to be very, very difficult for him in this this race meeting. But come to places like Brands Hatch, well, you know, that's his circuit. Well, thank you very much. Around the outside, good on the brakes.
Well done.
Final lap of the race as well then for Nico Foggy, for Dave Baker and for Joris Thielen. These are the likely men that are going to be on the first podium of Season 2 of the Race Hub World GT Championship. And Adam, is it going to be Foggy, is it going to be Baker, or is it going to be Thielen? We're going to find out soon. They've got a bit of traffic up there as well.
Yeah, it looks like Thielen is...
Baker's having to defend the inside.
Yeah, he's now decided to make now his opportunity. Where is he going? I think that might be the Schumacher line.
Oh, he's lost it.
Now, in real life, there's no more grass there, but he has to go grass tracking, and that should be second place for David Baker now.
Well, he might be able to focus on trying get past Nico Foggy, so see if he can do that. See if Foggy can keep the lead. He looks controlled up there, the Scotsman, and Alex has only got half a lap to go. Oh, and Thielen really struggling with the traffic.
Yeah, that's just cemented his third place, isn't it? No opportunity now for a second. Doesn't want to make a mistake with that back marker, because Bunn, we haven't shown Bunn too much in this race, but he's done a great job in fourth place. He just sort of dropped off the back, didn't he? Couldn't quite keep up with the pace of the trio ahead of him, but
he'll be happy with that, though. He is one of the series admins. No wonder he's doing so well. But hey, look, Bunn was fourth in practice. He qualified fourth. He's fourth at the moment. I think he's done a cracking job. Who's the biggest mover out there? Ben Haxon, 24 positions gained from 40th through to 16th place. Nico Foggy has only got the run to Blanchimont and the bus stop chicane to go. It's going to be the inaugural race of the season. It's going to be heading the way of Northern Lights Racing. Here we go then, Foggy. For Mercedes into the bus stop chicane, just nail that braking point one more time. Clip the first apex, get the second one, mind the power coming out of there. You do not want to spin as he goes towards the checkered flag, and Nico Foggy takes the win for Northern Lights Racing, and it's David Baker in second place. congratulations to him. And then Joris Thielen in third, Matt Bunn in fourth. He'll be happy with that. And then we've got a little wait for Richie Gafencu's Mercedes. So he comes across in fifth. But you know what? There's only 10 seconds then, Alex, between the next 10 cars. That's not too bad.
Starting getting all sorts of out of shape at the last corner, trying to get a couple of places, or a place, but hasn't quite managed to pull it off.
We've got a great battle here. Josh Rayfield versus Matt Keeber. This is over 25th and 26th as we go through Blanchimont now onto the bus stop chicane. Limit squad here. Keeber having a little look at the inside, and Rayfield nearly going into the back of Lundgren, who makes a bit of a mess of that final corner.
Robert Lundgren, we saw that boosting motorsport livery last night as well in the Snetterton, and that was the first time we've seen that. I remember the beige livery.
Hackerson's dropping down my timing screen, guys. Please tell me his connection may not have registered that he finished. There's no incident limit in this series, by the way. So
he can't get disqualified. Julian Janowski coming across after he got hit on the first lap. He was hit by Stuart McFadden. Janowski gets 29th. You know, I think he'll take that, Alex, after that horrible first lap that he had.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Ross McFarlane. He's having a battle with Stuart McFadden. So these guys obviously have both been to the pits. Not sure about having a fight. He's just shoving him up.
I think McFarlane, to be honest, I think McFadden owes him a place. To be fair, after what happened earlier on.
What happened to Andy Shield? He's dropped down the order at the end as well. Maranello Motorsports, Stuart McFadden.
Look at this. Blanchimont side by side. This is good racing. McFarlane going off the circuit. Is he getting an advantage? Well, like I said, McFadden hit him off earlier on, so probably doesn't matter. The bus stop he goes. McFadden having a look at the inside. It's going to be Ross McFarlane that comes across and finishes in 36th place. Yeah, we lost Andy Shield on the final lap. We lost Ben Hackerson. And just the one retirement, I believe, overall.
Running through the finishing order then from the first race of the season. Nicole Foggy wins the race, and it's a formation run back to the pits here as they go through. Dave Baker finishing in second place. Isla Base race, or Northern Lights Racing with the Isla Base sponsorship on the car, gets the first win of the season. Dave Baker finishing in second place for the CQR Club team. Then Joris Thielen in third, Matt Bunn fourth, Richard Gafencu finishing in fifth place, Bart Daleman in sixth, then seventh, Dennis Melchert, eighth, Dave White, ninth, Ash Sutton, and 12th for Jake Blackhall. Alex Everett in his BMW dragging it home to 11th place, 12th for Sam Reed, 13th place for Lewis Bibby, and 14th place Pete Harrod, 15th Anwar Smith, 16th Stephen Dawson, James Ewens in 17th with Dion Phillips in 18th, 19th Ben Gregory and 20th Pete Newman, 21st Christian Rose, 22nd Robert Lundgren, Josh Rayfield finishing in 23rd, 24th for Matt Keever, Chris Wood finishing in 25th, Diogo Malro finishing in 26th place with Dave Crozier in 27th, Ewan Morgan in 28th, Julian Janowski in 29th place, and 30th place for Scott Malcolm in the Maranello Motorsports car. Sharon Kaiser finishing in 31st, started 15th, had that unfortunate moment going through the source where he just catapulted into the car in front. Then we had Kieran Roche finishing in 32nd, Zachary Buchanan in 33rd, Jason Rowe 34th, Chaz Dracos, unfortunately for him, involved in that mess on the exit of turn 7 in 35th place there, Ross McFarlane as well in 36th. Then Scott Malcolm's teammate, Stuart McFadden, finishing in 37th place. Then Ben Hackerson, don't know what happened to him. I'm guessing it's something to do with a connection that might not have meant he finished. He finished in 38th. Andy Shield as well. I don't know what happened to car 007 there. He finished in 39th, one lap down. Maciek Sakovic a lap down as well, along with Jack Stiles and Dan Rusu. And then the cars failed to finish. AD King, 2 laps down. And Lee Woodburn finishing in 44th. Maybe he had Kim in the car instead of Lee. I don't know. He finished in 44, 5 laps down.
I think it was just Lee that retired. I think all the rest of them did finish the race. Okay. Alex, it's going to be over to you, mate, for the first spin of our brand new shiny wheel. And I say brand new, it's really brand new. It's only half an hour old.
Yeah, it is. And I think Sam, it's worth pointing out as well. Big shout out and thanks to Sam for knocking this up, Mr. Kumo, while he's away. And I think we'll get the background pictures and the music added for next week. Just so
Oh,
the
no
guys,
music. Oh,
guys knows. Yeah, no music.
That's the only reason I tune in.
Well, sorry about that. So
Ah.
let's give it a spin and we'll see where it goes. In like 28th, I don't think we're going to hit 20th. Yeah, 28th it is.
Dave Crozier's going to be starting on the pole position, and for the second race of the day, 28th.
Owen Morgan.
Owen Morgan. I'm blind. Owen Morgan on the pole. Dave Crozier starting in second. Diogo Melrose starting in third. Chris Wood fourth. Starting in fifth place is going to be Matt Keever.
I mean, in fairness, Adam, Dave Crozier's still going to be happy with it because he's going to be lining up in second place. But yeah, he's not good on the pole, unfortunately. So
the rolling start, it's probably as good as a pole position, really, isn't it? Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Here we go then.
There. So well, we're going to be back for the second race of the evening in just a few minutes' time here on Apex Racing TV. And this is the Race Hub World GT Championship.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given, but honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living, but we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside contact, mate. 56 slides it into 4. Who's gonna be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to the Race Hub World GT Championship here on Apex Racing TV. Andrew Woodhouse, Alex Simpson and Adam Bath with you. And Adam, we are getting ready for the rolling start, the second one of the evening, and Owen Morgan's on pole and he's going to have that snarling field of 43 GT3 cars behind him.
Going to be an interesting thing to see, really. I wonder if Owen Morgan's had much experience of these rolling starts before, especially with this many cars. We've seen a few issues before in the VSR TC when we've had rolling starts. So I wonder what we'll see here. Dave Crozier starting in second. Diogo Melro, one to watch in third place as well. And again, we've got a very even split of cars. We've got a few Mercs up at the front, we've got a few Ferraris, and we've got an Audi in there as well. So should be an interesting second race.
I actually think Spa might be one of the tracks, Alex, where it might be beneficial to actually wait until the green flag to go. I don't know if, because it's quite a short pitch straight, I wonder if that would actually help.
Yeah, sorry, I just had an error come up on screen. Go, carry on, guys. Over to you.
Okay, yeah. Right, into the bus stop chicane then. Safety car's going to pull off to the right-hand side any moment now. Owen Morgan is going to get this second race underway here in the World GT Championship. Morgan goes now at the green. It's a great start for the second row. Look at that. That's Diogo Melro and Chris Wood, a coordinated attack on Owen Morgan and Dave Crozier. Crozier going around the outside in the Mercedes. He's trying to trouble Diogo Melro. It looks like La Source so far gone off without a hit. Somebody's cheating and taking the Kimi Raikkonen line on the outside, which is cheating, ladies and gentlemen. They go. Oh, Giancarlo Fisichella never lived that one down. Oh, look at the action at the top of the hill. Adam, this is brilliant. We've got Melro going for the lead on the inside, and then it's Crozier, and then Owen Morgan desperately trying to hang on.
Yeah, nearly three wide here as we go up to Lake Con for the first time. It looks like Diogo Melro is going to get the lead though as we go into the chicane. Is up the inside. Dave Crozier going to get it as well. He's going to try and get that outside line done, isn't he? Going through Malmedy, and it looks like he's going to do it too. So Mercedes 1-2 as we head down towards Rivage.
You know what, Morgan's not giving up. Adam, when Dave Crozier late enough on the brakes into Rivage, managed to get that one done. Alex, a really exciting first half.
Yeah, great first half lap, and so far so good as far as keeping it clean. Everyone's giving each other a little bit of space. I did hear some contact. We've got someone who, I think it's Bibby. Bibby's all over the place.
Oh, crash in the middle of Woodhouse! It's Melro!
Oh, he's collided with Melro.
And that's a big one, Diogo Melro. And Baker's gone. Baker's been collected in that as well.
Involved in it, Chris Wood, Jake Blackhall. Blackhall's toes straight back straight away.
I've got to say, it might not have been Baker actually. It was a McLaren.
It was Melro that spun. He was facing the entire pack.
Somebody it was a McLaren that definitely got Blackhall.
Blackhall, yeah. I just lost it on his own.
I was going to say that there's a lot of absolutely shocking connections out there. Oh, it's another crash in the exit Paul Frey. It's a massive one. It's a huge crash. We've got several cars involved. Cars flying all over the place. Anwar Smith was one of the unlucky ones. What is happening out there on the first lap?
Zachary Buchanan, another of the drivers involved.
The else is off as well. Dave Crozier's into the lead. He's under pressure from, who's that in second place? It's Christian Rose. He started 8th on the grid. He's already up into second.
Battle for the lead. Dave Crozier versus Christian Rose, and going into the source as we sift through the rubble. Crozier leads, second Christian Rose. Owen Morgan is still somehow in third place after all that.
A lot of terrible connections, like I say, out there. The drivers really... It's a bit poor actually, isn't it, Alex? The standard of the internet connection out there is just not really where it needs to be tonight.
No, and I couldn't quite tell if Bibby had anything to do with that Pouon crash, because his connection was atrocious. No one had a clue where he was, and it was right around him as well, so hope it wasn't anything to do with that. We saw the second one as well.
Into the lead, Alex, sorry. Rose through on Crozier into Lacombe, out round the outside. Brilliant move. Sorry to interrupt, my friend.
Let's see a replay of that while we just talk. The second crash, it was just everyone just closed down on each other, didn't they? Through Paul Frere and ricocheted back into the circuit. So that was a nasty one. Go on.
Keeber and Gregory hitting each other through Rivage, and then they both went off. And then Gregory absolutely did him in the corner with no name. Beautiful move by Gregory. Spins.
Again.
And up and over goes Gregory. Almost onto his side. He's hit by the Ferrari.
This is an over. This is an over. 3 wide into the chicane. Malmedy. Spanish chicane. There we go. I was about to say Pippa. That's what they also call it as well. Around the outside of Alex Everett goes the car 116. It must be Ash Sutton. It is Ash Sutton. Up the inside he goes into Stavolo. Alex Everett's going to use that grip of that BMW to try and hold it out around the outside as we go through curve. Paul Frere. He hasn't got wide.
He hasn't got a lot of straight line speed compared to the Ferrari, and here comes the Mercedes, which does have a good amount of straight line speed. The McLaren as well of, I think it is Baker, already up into 9th place. Absolute carnage. Oh no! Everett. Big one into the inside of Blanchimont, and that's the Mercedes as well.
Oh, how does Baker miss that?
Across.
How does he miss
Hold
Baker?
the brakes. What on earth is happening here?
It was Harrod, sorry, the McLaren that he nearly clipped.
Oh.
That was centimetres from disaster there for Pete Harrod.
Who was the Mercedes that got a right load of that one?
Josh Ewens, I think it might have been.
Ewens, yeah, who got absolutely shoved onto the runoff area at Blanchimont.
I wondered what he was doing sat there on the bus stop as well, but he just wants to get into the pits, and you can see why when you see the other side of his car.
Mate. The Ford of Dennis Melcher's got some wing damage, but he is up to 8th place. It might be suffering in a straight line there. The driving there.
For P2, Crozier coming under a bit of pressure.
Crozier versus Owen Morgan. Owen Morgan, the pole sitter in the orange and black Ferrari, trying to take the position away from the Team Mad Merc going into Lake Com.
Crozier does have some damage, quite a lot of damage actually, but Morgan's got a tiny bit of damage to the rear, it looks like. But
both of them had to try and get past that stationary Diogo Melrose car, didn't they? In Pouon on the opening lap.
Crozier's car's fixed itself, so that's no damage now. It's showroom fresh.
If only my car did that. I don't have a car, so
it reminds me of the buttoning. I don't know if you ever, Alex. It might be more your era than Adam's. I don't know if you ever played Carmageddon. But there was a button you could press to just repair the car as it was going on. That's exactly what Dave Crozier must have done.
Well, if it was my era, where's the Simpson sit and run wrench that you'd always used to hit, which would repair your car?
There's that as well. There you go. The instant repairs. That's true. That was a good game. Anyway,
right, let's take off.
Goes Morgan.
Away, and there he goes. Owen around. So
is there a reduced grip or something that's been used on this second race or something? Because it's just catching everybody out everywhere.
Be a little bit of reduced talent, possibly. I don't really know what's going on out there at the moment.
Well, they're running through the top 10.
It's not particularly hot out there at the minute, so it's not as if the tyres are cooking.
Tell you what, when we get to the end of the race and we do the cars that start inside the top 10 and finish there, there's not that many left as it is. There's Ash Sutton, as Chaz Draycott goes into battle with the Ford of Dennis Melcher going into Blanchimont.
Somebody went very wide in front of these guys. So it's Draycott, it's Melcher, it's Baker, and it's Foggy. So Foggy, who won the first race, Baker who was second. Who's that in car 70? Sorry, that's car 11. That's Matt Budd in the Ferrari, who did between sessions. Matt Buddy called for calm within the drivers. It's the first couple of races of the season, and that has absolutely gone completely unheralded.
Yeah. In one ear and out the other, unfortunately.
Yeah, mate.
It's going to be like that Formula 3 race where they had to park the drivers just to give them a good talking to.
That's Draycott, 27 positions gained for the Ferrari driver. And he's going very well. He's slightly quicker than Dennis Melcher at the moment. Just 1/10 of a second, I think, quicker on the previous lap. But Draycott, who is
second
in the Limit Squad team. Sutton then taking Crozier. But he's got 6 seconds to Christian Rose. I do not think... well, he could do.
Last time by, 6/10 is looking faster, so...
Possible, isn't it?
Yeah, could come down. I mean, we've got, what, 12 minutes left, so it is possible.
Rose's lap times, as he's got the clear air, have gone... Well, he was a second quicker on lap 3 compared to what he was on lap 2, so Christian Rose, we know from several series that we've covered, Adam, that when he gets his head down, very, very good driver and a nice, smooth driver as well.
Yeah, he is. He does a pretty good job. I was just doing the maths. I think if he continues at that rate, he's not going to get there in time. He's probably going to get the gap down to 2 seconds, Ashton, if he goes at 6/10 a lap. But now he's got past Dave Crozier. He might be able to put in a few more quick laps. Chaz Drake got 27 positions, gained that limit squad car, showing no limits.
No limits.
As he's going up the order.
That was a classic song.
He was.
Don't laugh at him.
I love that song. It's a good football chant
Adam was
as well.
probably 6 months old when it came out, or something silly.
Adam was a twinkle in his daddy's eye, I tell you.
Dave Crozier, there's no limit to the banter, it seems, as well. As Dave Crozier then, Alex Simpson, the Archbishop of Banterbury, as Race Hub will be very, very happy with how their cars are performing at the moment. The title sponsor of the series, Christian Rhodes, in the lead.
Oh,
that's
sorry,
second.
Andrew, something must be going on. Yeah.
What
We're at the bus
happened?
stop, Pete Newman
Pete Newman.
in the S-Line car. Someone else is involved, so I'm not sure who that is.
It's a Mercedes,
Janowski?
it's Janowski.
Janowski, yeah, the Mobile 1 livery car.
And Dion Phillips has ended up in the middle of it. I don't know if he was involved in it or whether he's just kind of
Here's a replay.
emerged. Newman's got damage.
Well, I think there's going to be a few. It might not be Dion Dublin behind the car, but there's going to be a few scrap Audis under the hammer here.
Fortunately, it was a bit of netcode.
Oh. Yeah, mate.
We say it what it is,
Well, it is.
you know.
What it is, I'm afraid.
It is what it is.
Yes. He didn't lose it on his own, that's for sure. Poor Max Ficarra. Dear me, poor boy. It's absolute ridiculousness. As we got Dave Crozier ahead of Bart Dallman. 3rd and 4th places. It's a great run by Dave Crozier, I must admit. Team principal of Team Mad. He said to me a couple of weeks ago that, well, he doesn't expect much from his outings in the BSRTC or in the World GT Championship. However, doing a very good job out there.
Did a very good job, yeah. Only lost 1 position since the start of the race. Great battle between Chaz Draycott and Nicole Foggy, the race 1 winner. We're going wheel to wheel as we go into the Fania chicane here. Round the outside goes the Mercedes. This will become the inside line for the second part, and looks like there's grip out there, and Chaz Draycott is powerless to stop him. And here comes the other Ferrari as well, it's Matt Bunn.
Yeah, Bunn's driving well at the moment. On the outside. It's nice to see Matt Bunn actually in the car. Oh, it's contact with Draycott. And that is a mistake by Draycott, I think. And it's turned Matt Bunn around.
And it is Matt's Bunn.
Matt's Bunn. But Bunn is not done. Yeah, he won't be happy though, I'm going to say that. He's only lost a few places, hasn't he? But not many.
Fortunately for Chaz Draycott, there is no incident limit in this race.
Very good. Very good. As Ross McFarlane going into battle with Dennis Belcher in the Ford and Joris Thielen's Audi. That's over, well, let's see what it is when they cross the line. That's over 11, 12 and 13 places. And it looks like, because there's a bit of damage on that Ford, Alex, that the Mercedes has got a good advantage on the straights.
Yeah.
Here he comes up.
I was going to say, let's bring the speeds up and see exactly what these two do.
Well, that was easy, wasn't it? It was easy down the hill, and it's going to be easy for Thielen as well at the Audi. Belcher benefited early on from real start to the race.
Got a fair bit of damage actually. I'm wondering if it's more aerodynamic damage than anything there as well.
I think you're right. He's got damage to the rear wing, and we know from the 124 hours that that's a bit of a killer.
Chaz Draycott's vanished. He's back again. I thought there might be a connection issue. It's Dave Crozier versus Richard Gafencu. This is over 4th and 5th. He has lost 3rd now. Crozier to Bart Dellman, who's now into 3rd.
Good battle as well between Keeber and Baker, is it?
Yeah, just behind those two Mercedes. Yeah, there is that battle between the McLaren of Baker, the Ferrari who spins.
Oh, he's lost it.
And Foggy gets a little bit of damage. Please be careful, everybody, as they go through Poo
on. That was good avoidance. Who was that?
That was Draycott.
Draycott who took all the way to the run-off area there to avoid him. He's lost a place to McFarlane, but he hasn't lost the race.
No one. I don't think anyone will be crying track limits after that one.
No, I don't think so. I think the drivers now, Alex, just hope to finish the race. To be honest, most of them. Why do you think who is causing so many problems today?
Yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Guys are getting good runs coming out of no-name corner, aren't they? And just sort of, it's not a corner you can go too wide very easily through there. And I think
they're not going too wide though. People are just losing the car.
Yeah.
Do you think I think maybe they've just got a slightly oversteery setup, or maybe too much rear bias?
You're not even braking that much there. It's just more down through the gearbox, you know, like the engine braking do it. Yeah, so I mean you are a bit obviously, but you're not that heavy on it. So yeah, maybe just the low wing, because obviously you're running pretty trimmed out here. Guys throwing in there a little bit too heavy and just getting the car a little bit loose.
Here's Thielen's had a moment to forget. He's just gone up the inside to do a move on Chaz Draycott, gets the move done, and then spins. Maybe with a bit of help from Chaz Draycott.
Oh dear, Chaz getting in amongst it then. His return to iRacing. They returned to iRacing. I'm sure he was in the VSRTC a few weeks ago, potentially. Gregory and Thielen now going to battle. Ben Gregory, we've not seen him for quite some time. Here on Apex Racing TV, Alex, and he's actually under pressure from the Mercedes of Sakovic. Sakovic up the inside.
Yeah, good move from Sakovic there. Late on the brakes.
Old rivals from the Club Series, Adam.
Indeed, yeah, it was Hackerson v Sakovic in the very first season, where it was a drag to the line and.
No, not Hackerson. It's Ben Gregory I'm on about.
Yeah, Ben Gregory was another regular back in about season 3 or 4, wasn't he? Yeah, too many Bens.
And Jason Rowe just behind them as well, wasn't he?
Jason Rowe as well, yeah. They're all coming back to play here. Of course, some of the admins from the Club 73 or Club Series are now running the shots here. Great battle, by the way, between Crozier, Baker, and Nicole Foggy.
Alex, can I just draw your attention, just very quickly before that, to Sam Reed's car? That's the best rear wing I've ever seen.
Where is Sam Reed positioned?
Off the track. That's
26.
Okay.
Looks like that. It looks like that rear wing experiment that Williams were trying to do back in '97.
No front end.
No front end, and like I said, the best rear wing ever. It's like half DRS, isn't it?
Yeah. You see, if he was on an oval, that might work like a charm.
Like a sprint car, like a. No.
Baker up the inside of Crozier, that could be the place, but then Dave Crozier back up the inside going into the second part of the bus stop chicane.
Good battle, isn't it? Dave Crozier getting stuck in with Dave Baker. Baker getting good drive off the corner in that McLaren. It was quick last season, Alex, wasn't it, in the Blancpain GT Series?
Sorry, Andrew, say again.
The McLaren, it was quick last season.
Very quick, very quick. Even just in a straight line, this is what people struggle to overtake it. It was able to overtake people very easily, especially at places like Spa. Really was one of its strong points.
Funny though, because it seemed like in his battle with Nicole Foggy, Alex, he was struggling in the straights. Was Baker?
Yeah.
They changed the car a bit recently, or?
I think it is down a little bit on horsepower. I think they did take a little bit on the latest update. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure there was something they knocked a little bit off. So
they haven't knocked anything off the fire. I really absolutely love that. That is brilliant.
What kind of things can you do in the car during these kind of races, Alex, when they're only 20 minutes? Is it just the brake bias that you can adjust, or maybe the fuel mixture, or?
Yeah, you can do the bias. You can adjust fuel mixture, but everyone's going to run that flat out anyway. And there's a little bit, I think, of differentials that you can change. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Yep.
Traction control, ABS, that sort of stuff you can change. So, but again, I would think most people are going to be running that pretty high.
Ross McFarlane and Pete Harrod collide.
Oh!
And that is not good for Pete Harrod. He somehow managed to hold on to it without going into the wall. Yeah. That is well saved.
That's a good save by Pete Harrod, the head of Chaz Draycott in 10th place, and then it's Matt Bunn. Stuart McFadden, after a disastrous first race, let's be honest, is up into 12th place. He's actually in 25 places.
Gregory around.
Ben Gregory who used to race on a controller, won the BSRTC AM category with a controller.
Controller, that's correct, actually. Oh, God.
Hasn't been a good day for that team.
Must
be said.
An ambitious rejoin attempt. He just about got it done.
Him and his teammate Jack Styles, I should say. Styles down 38th place.
I've got it. Jack Styles, it's not going to be the best day for him, but I'm sure he can turn it around in race 3. Richard Gafenku's having a great meeting as well, very quietly, isn't he? 24th on the grid this time, 4th here, and race 1 I think he was 5th, so Alex, that's a great start to the season for Richard.
Yeah, fantastic run, showing really good, strong, consistent pace out there right now. Baker a little bit quicker this time, so trying to hunt him down, but he's under a little bit of pressure from Foggy right now. It's worth pointing out as well, you were talking about Jack Styles a minute ago. Apparently he's having some pedal problems today, which is what's caused him his issues. So, yeah, goodbye to the Fanatic ones, and hello to the Logitech.
Inside. Like he misjudged that one massively, but live to fight another day.
That was Foggy's move, that was around the outside, so very impressive.
Baker down to 6th place.
One thing we're going to find as well later on in the season, oh, you would enjoy 6th place, by the way. But one thing, Alex, we're going to find later on in the season when we go to say someone like Snetterton, expect the Mercedes to be very strong because it loves the curves.
Yeah, that's it. One of the best points of that car is no issues really with the curbs. McLaren is a bit susceptible to the high curves. You have to really be careful when you're on the power with them. Just throws the car all out. So like Monza through Ascari, for example, that can play a big role. White flag is out. Wow, that went around really quickly. 2.2 seconds is the lead.
Not even a high curve, by the way, Ascari. If he doesn't like that, then what's it going to make of Zolder? But Christian Rose, by the way.
The sausage curb on the inside as you exit, that one.
Yeah.
Netton 300 should see the BMW as well, I think.
Yeah, BMW will definitely help it. But this race has suited Ferrari down to a T, and more specifically Christian Rose and the Race Hub team. Over the line he comes then. He takes the second race of the evening. Christian Rose ahead of Ash Sutton. And then it's going to be 3rd for the Mercedes of Bart Dahlmann.
Thank you versus Baker versus Foggy going into the final chicane. It looks like it's going to be Nico Foggy that's going to hold on for 23 positions gained for our race 1 winner. He's going to finish in 5th spot.
It's going to be tough to beat this season. Nico Foggy's already shown to lay down the marker for the season. And all this going on coming out of the final chicane. Stuart McFadden just nicking it from Chaz Draycott on the last lap. Kieran Roach in there as well, gained 19 spots.
Oh, look at this. It's Janowski and it's Shield going into the final corner. Shield looks like he's got a new car. Yeah, he has. He's pitted.
They're all over the place, these three. That's Newman as well. Newman in front of Janowski. And like you said, Andy Shield. Ben Gregory comes across ahead of Stephen Dawson. And Woodburn is in there.
David White versus
we've
Chris
got a
Wood.
big Chris Wood with a massive cutback attempt. That's not quite going to work. It's going to be close, but
Blackhall gets a place on the final lap as well.
Who
that was he just overtook? That was
James Ewens.
Ewens. It was like he was in a 100-hour car there.
GP2 Mercedes.
Ewens is going to have a look at the inside. I thought about it. The car's squirming around on the braking, not looking easiest to control there, the Mercedes. But it's Jake Blackhall, the Australian driver, who takes that position. 32nd for him. Sam Reed coming across. And Josh Rayfield for Limit Squad is the last man to complete the race. And Adam, he's at the limit of the field, i.e. the back.
Well, I think this race has reached its limit. Indeed, it has. 20 minutes. So you for the finishing order.
I think the audience has reached the limit of our puns as well.
I agree. Christian Rose takes the win. He wins the second race of the day. Ash Sutton finishing in 2nd. Bart Dahlmann finishing in 3rd. 4th for Richard Kafenku. Nicole Foggy in 5th place. 23 positions gained. 6th for Dave Baker. 7th for Dave Crozier. 8th for Ross McFarlane. 9th Pete Harrod. And 10th place finish for Matt Bunn. Guys that started inside the top 10 that finished there. We only had 2. 11th place for Stuart McFadden after that crash in race 1. I mean, that's a pretty good result for the young Scot. 12th place for Chaz Draycott. In fact, Stuart McFadden was the biggest mover in the entire field. 13th for Kieran Roche, with Joris Thielen finishing in 14th, 15th for Dennis Melcher, Maciej Sakovic finishing in 16th. Then we've got 2 Ferraris in Matt Keeber and Dion Phillips, 17th and 18th places respectively. Then car 888, Jason Rowe in 19th and 20th for Jerome Kaiser. Pete Newman finishing in 21st, started 9th, but that's both races now where he started higher than he has finished. 22nd for Julian Janowski, Andy Scheel finishing in 23rd, 24th for Ben Gregory, Stephen Dawson in 25th, Lee Woodburn in 26th, a better result there for Lee after finishing stone dead last in race 1. Scott Malcolm in 27th, David White 28th, Chris Wood in 29th place, and Owen Morgan, our pole sitter, finishing in 30th. Jake Blackhall finishing in 31st, James Ewins in 32nd, Sam Reed 33rd, Josh Rayfield in 34th, and in the cars 1 lap down or more, we've got AD King and Dan Rusu in 35th and 36th, 1 lap down, so we do get a full, and they'll be on pole. And we've got the cars that did not finish the race. Robert Lundgren 4 laps down, Jack Stiles, he has those pedal issues, as Alex was mentioning, and while Smith 6 laps down, Alex Everett, the BMW, had that big crash at Blanchimont. Ben Hackerson 7 laps down, Zachary Buchanan, Diogo Malro spun out whilst in the lead on his own as well in Pouon, and Lewis Bibby, we saw him flying through the air doing all sorts. Problems for his connection there, and he finished in 44th, 9 laps down. Shame his connection wasn't as bad when him and me were racing in that World Series race back in December.
Yeah, we've had some appalling connectivity issues tonight in terms of some of the drivers, so hopefully they can get some of it sorted out at least. And yeah, we can go on to race 3 with some success. And Alex, do the reverse grid wheel and see who's going to be where.
Here we go, second time on the night then. Going to end up fairly reasonable one, I think. 32nd. Will it tick over to 24th? I don't think it's going to. No, 32nd it is.
Okay, so that's James Ewins that's going to be starting on the pole position for race 3. Jake Blackhall starting in 2nd. Owen Morgan is going to be back near the front. He's going to be in 3rd for this one. Chris Wood as well. He started on the 2nd row for race 2. He's going to be starting in 4th. David White's going to be starting in 5th for the 3rd and final race of the day.
All right then, and everybody, you can see that one at the other side of this commercial break. In about 10 minutes' time, we'll be back as the Race Hub World GT Championship continues.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given. But honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living. But we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be into the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to the final race of the evening in the World GT Championship, sponsored by Race Hub, and the night has descended on us, Adam, as the drivers are ready for the third time tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. We're under the lights. Thankfully for us, the number signs on the cars are illuminated, so we should be able to have a decent job of finding out who is wrecking and who isn't. And starting on the pole is James Ewins.
I love the confidence. Adam Bath there, ladies and gentlemen. I love the confidence, Alex, about he's going to identify the cars purely for when they crash into each other.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Somebody did a fantastic post earlier on. I actually forget who it was. I think it might have been Lewis Bibby. He photoshopped all the spotter's guide so all the cars were upside down because he said so they're easy to identify in lap 1. I thought it was quite good. We have had a lot of carnage tonight, and I do say, viewers, please, stick with us, stick with the series, because I'm sure it's going to be there's going to be some brilliant racing as well. But it's a little bit of first night nerves. It's a little bit of unfamiliarity with the other drivers and maybe the cars slightly. But there'll be some good racing in this series. I think a lot of the drivers are used to touring cars and the bumping and banging that associates with it. So just have a quick run through the start of the first few drivers on the grid. James Ewins on pole, Jake Blackhall second, Owen Morgan in third, fourth is Chris Wood, fifth is David White, then Scott Malcolm, Lee Woodburn, Stephen Dawson, Ben Gregory, and Andy Shield making up the top 10. Here we go then, pace car is in. James Ewins is going to hit it any time, and look at that, and Owen Morgan, that's a great start, coordinated perfectly. Absolutely brilliant start there from those two. Really nailed it.
Look at that, all those lights heading into the first corner. Now this could be interesting.
And you can see the cockpit lights in some of the cars as well, Adam, illuminating the way for us.
Everyone through, but the track temperature is very low, so we'll see how they get on for Eau Rouge. We saw cars crashing in Pouhon.
Yeah, you've got to be careful here. Eau Rouge, it is sometimes quite an easy corner, but can claim you.
No! Oh, massive one! It's Morgan.
Oh, it's a big one.
It's everybody. Surely throw the safety car, guys. Safety car has been thrown. They're still wrecking. God, Triple Eight.
You're under caution. You don't need to go flat out.
The safety car is out. Come on, gentlemen.
It's not NASCAR 09 where the computer advances the caution for you. Oh, dear me.
Yeah, well, the safety. Well, so the safety car basically, gentlemen, made no difference at all because they're still all steamed in there.
Like Macau,
I got to that as quickly as possible as well.
Well, safety cars have been thrown. James Ewins leads the race. Who started it? It was that Audi, wasn't it? Of David White.
David White, the CQR car.
Yeah, that's what
line car.
Let's see. Did he turn across or? Oh no, I think it was the Ferrari. I think it was the Ferrari of Owen Morgan that moved to the right and sent them both on a rail of destruction.
Of course, there.
Out of control. Satellite is out of control.
Absolute mess, David White's car. He might not make it to the pits, actually. He can barely turn the corner. Was in 5th place, David White. Well, no longer. He's at the back of the field. He can make it round, Alex. He will get a fast repair, but it's assuming he can make it round as the car pulling appallingly to the right.
Yes.
And in fact, he's parked
just watching the replay.
You might as well come back to the pits, though, David. There's a caution.
Yeah.
If you can get back any way, shape or form, you get a fresh car. Now he's just going to tow back to the pits and lose 3 minutes, I think, from there. So
yeah, that's it. He'd have stayed on the lead lap, wouldn't he?
He would have stayed in the lead lap. He would have scored some points
as well.
Yeah, he might still score some points, I must add. If it is the same rules throughout the field for points, then he will claim some points, but any chance he's had a good finish is gone now. Right,
we're going to be getting 2 laps under the safety car, and that will probably we'll probably lose 10 minutes here. So we're going to get racing probably about 7 minutes to go, which will give us about 3 or 4 laps to decide this one. So it's going to be a super sprint race here in the World GT Championship.
Shame you can't sort of. It's a shame there's no way to just do one sort of lap under the safety car, but it will allow the rest of the drivers, Alex, to come into the pits, get the repairs, and then live to fight another day. And who's that with an absolutely awful connection? That is Andy Shield.
He's struggling a bit tonight.
I think Andy Shield's in another country though.
Andy Shield.
I think he's actually He's UK and Ireland club, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't live here. I could be wrong, but yeah, that might be why he's struggling out there a little bit.
Might be an iRacing thing. I don't know.
Looking at the thing is, if you look at the pings, out there, and 166, the Zach Buchanan 166, Jake Blackwell 358, Ashton 441, and Andy Shield 200. But really, everybody else, Alex, is kind of around the quite a high ratio actually. Still like the 60s, the 50s, and some in the 90s.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you think that is? Is that just the sheer volume of cars, maybe?
no, I think that's about average, to be honest.
They're doing this on a. Would they be doing this on a server or something to normal? Or?
You can have a look at. I'm not sure what server it is actually. I didn't
It seems
check.
like the UK
Just
and
having a little
Ireland
look at
cars
the-
aren't quite as strong as they were in terms
Yeah,
of the ping, but
could be a US server then.
Running through the cars as Alex looks. Well, there's a way of finding out. We'll wait and we'll just have a look at the cars that are currently had to make a visit to the pits, and they are. Well, Hackerson didn't take the start. Ash Sutton, Kieran Roche, Jason Rowe, Lee Woodburn, Dave White, Owen Morgan, Clinton Bell, Matt Bunn, Dave Crozier, Dennis Melcher, Tim Ford, Josh Rayfield and Stephen Dawson. They've all come into the pits at the end of the opening lap of the race. Most of them should be able to get new cars and they'll be on their way.
yeah, and we're gonna, like we said in the other race, sit through the melee and see what
I did call it, didn't I? Yeah.
did. And unfortunately, here at Spa, it is that the pace car just tootles around at about 50 miles an hour, which is not really helping anybody here. But
It's annoying because you can go much quicker than that.
I'm going to be honest though, yeah, Adam, I don't think we'd have had much of a race anyway if the safety car hadn't have come out, because David White was in 5th place when he crashed and everyone else was just piling into a blocked track.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's probably one of the narrowest parts on the circuit, really, the Kemmel Straight, isn't it, really? There's just nowhere for anybody to go. I remember in 2004, Jenson Button had a massive blowout down the Kemmel Straight and collided and collected Joel Baumgartner on his way through in the Minardi, just to show how narrow that straight is. Thing is with the safety car, in America it is limited to a speed, so the safety car will toot around about 50 miles an hour during a caution period. But when in the European racing, the safety car goes as quick as it can go. Like the Mercedes that we see in the Formula 1, that is getting absolutely thrashed round. Yeah,
that's an AMG Mercedes. That's 160 miles an hour.
But,
that AMG Mercedes, and but it's with cars that are completely, complete prototypes in F1 cars, and yeah, it's. Here it's kind of.
Well, maybe go a bit faster.
It
maybe
could go a
100
little
miles
faster,
an hour.
I think. Yeah, you've got, especially down some of the long straights. You've got to give it I think you've got to go a little bit quicker.
Right. We'll get one more lap, and then we'll get racing again. We'll see what lap times are doing as they come across the line. I reckon it is about 5 minutes.
Doing
just over
it's doing
4 minutes.
96 kilometers an hour is the safety car.
Yeah, come on, step on it.
60 miles an hour.
I'm getting all she's got.
60 odd miles an hour it's doing.
Oh wait, there's another gear. or maybe he doesn't know how to use a clutch. I don't know. But
maybe. But yeah,
I only drive automatic.
Yeah, it could just do it with being a little quicker in some of these sections, I think. But again, that's more of a tweaking thing, isn't it? You don't often see the safety car out on the road course, in fairness, on the iRacing, Alex, so it's not really anything iRacing could have done much about.
No, exactly. I mean, I think this is why we see some series will actually, somebody will actually be the safety car, won't they? So it's done manually and you can drive it a little bit quicker, and the commands are all on the...
As long as your safety car driver doesn't bin it, then you're...
Well, yeah.
It is a thing. I'm pretty sure it's not happened, but I don't think Bernd Mailand has ever been it, has he?
I've never seen him bin it.
No,
I've seen him bin it once in one of the safety car and the medical car do like practice laps on a Thursday, I think, before a race, and I did see him bin it in one of them. Just have a, I think it was at Korea.
Did he been in torrential rain or something though?
No, I think he was racing the medical car, and he locked up going into the first corner and went off.
Racing the medical car.
See if I can find a video of that for you.
But that medical car's a beast as well.
Yeah.
The medical car's another AMG Mercedes. So if I tell you, put it this way, if you got one of those as your company car, you wouldn't be disappointed, would you?
Everybody is out now, aren't they? And even those that were still in the pits, there's a potential they might be able to catch up to the back of this pack by the time it goes.
They may
green,
be a lap down, possibly though, would they?
No, they're still on the lead lap. It's such a slow lap, isn't it? Behind the pace car, so they're actually okay. They're going through like the bus stop now. These people. Where's
like
someone
Sutton,
down? So White is going into the bus stop now. Sutton is a lap down, unfortunately.
Sutton's a lap down, yeah.
Woodburn, he was one that got hit pretty heavily in there as well. He is just going through the bus stop now. So, again, they may catch the leaders, so they're going through, what, Puon now? Yeah, very close. So actually, it's going to put the pack together. It is going to be a shame that, like you say, we have taken away about 8 minutes. Just under 8 minutes, I think.
But was that the
worth
first
of racing? Was
that the first year of the Korean Grand Prix? Was it? I don't know.
Yeah, 2010. Yeah, that was the first year of the Korean
2010. So that was exploring the track limits. I imagine that was quite good. And then I do remember Nick Heidfeld crashing into the safety car
in 2002. Yeah,
2002.
Didn't Taki Inui do something similar as well?
No, he was hit by the safety car. He got out of his car and was run over by the safety car. Which
what a guy! What a guy!
I mean, I think actually, in fairness, I think he actually broke something doing that. But yeah, it wasn't the finest hour. In fact, I think what happened was, I think his car was on fire, and I think he was trying to get them to put out the fire quicker, and so he ran out, and I think to try and either get a fire extinguisher himself or speak to the marshals or whatever it was. I think, and yeah, came a cropper. Anyway. Someone will be very thankful for the safety car. I'm very happy about that. I think he's James Ewens, who's our pole sitter, because he got away to a fantastic start, Alex. And the safety cars meant that he now only has to hang on for just under 10 minutes.
Yep, exactly. Looking at the people behind him, he's got some tough competition there, but nails the start again. He's got half a chance.
Got the Talk Freak racing car, so we'll see if he can make a freakishly good start. Here we go then.
Well, you better watch out for Jake Blackwell, of course. Australia-New Zealand connection, so it may not be the best, but we'll see what happens when they go into battle now.
Got to watch out for him because he's supremely good. There we go then. James Ewens, he hits it. We've got green flag racing again here at Spa. Now it's a super sprint race, this now. Well, I saw something for the first time, illuminating the surroundings here, and somebody's up the inside. That looks like a good move. I think it's Maciej Sakovic, is it? Up the inside of the team. Mad Cat's a nice passing move there.
Blackwell, fantastic run.
Phillips.
Side by side. Backs out of it just as they go through Rouge.
He's got the camel straight to go. Oh, is that going to be a slowdown? Could well be a slowdown for Ewens.
Well, it's a disastrous run.
Someone's lost it again on top of Eau Rouge.
Look at spun.
Look at Chris Wood.
I think it's Ben Gregory.
Chris Wood going for the lead.
Wide nearly.
Wood nearly got the lead there going into their car, but yeah, Jake Blackwell takes the lead.
What a run down the straight he got, Adam. Fantastic in the Audi.
Here comes Pete Newman and Jeroen Kaiser and Julian Janowski. These guys are all battling over 5th, 6th and 7th. Oh, barges his way through Pete Newman there.
Yeah, Janowski there, side by side, around the outside. Here he goes with the inside of with no name. He's in the space, does Janowski. Oh, behind them, Kaiser getting very, very sideways. And that's allowing the Ferrari up the inside. I'm not quite sure what that is.
That's Ash Sutton, but he's a lap behind.
Yeah, Sutton, right, yeah.
That's why he's got 43 on the car, because he's in 43rd position.
I'm trying to, yeah, well, I was thinking, how is the guy in 43rd place up there? But Janowski goes wide. Sutton's going to go through. Unlap himself from the Bulgarian.
Wood's got a great exit out of Stavolo. Pull for it.
He has now. Can he live with the grunt of that McLaren? think he can. Here we go then. Through Blanchimont they go towards the bus stop. Chris Wood going to have a look at the inside. Going to have a look for the lead. No, he's not. Jake Blackwell continues to lead then. We're only actually just starting lap 5 of the race here at Spa. Oh, there's a crash at the bus stop, big crash.
It's Dion Phillips and Nicole Foggy. And Phillips is to tow.
Phillips tows back to the pits.
Won't be a
Foggy's
long tow.
in the middle of the track. He just needs to go to his left, surely, Foggy. Oh. I don't understand that at all. Why didn't he just go around to the left there? Anyway.
Here comes Chris
Wood. He
Wood.
ended up getting hit by a couple of cars. Alex Everett's out in the BMW. Just trying to pass this May. Like 5 wide at the back with his 35th place or whatever.
Chris Wood takes the lead going into the com, or does he? Round the outside goes Jake Blackwell, reasserting the lead, but now there's going to go wheel to wheel into Malmedy here, turn 4. Oh, what a move round the outside by Blackwell to hold on to the lead.
Yeah, terrific stuff there by Jake Blackwell. Fire spearing out of the back of that McLaren again. Oh, it's a massive twitch on the exit of Rivage, and he's suffering here. Look at that, Chris Wood. What an exit. What a fantastic exit from the corner with no name. He's going to go up the inside into Pouon. How much is he going to commit? How close are they going to get? The answer is pretty close. And Alex, this is brilliant racing and really good from Blackwell to hold on there.
Yeah, fantastic job out there. Great racing. This is what we wanted, really, from first round. Still been some accidents, and I'll say that we fully expected to see that tonight. But actually, the racing, when we've had the racing, has been absolutely awesome.
Yeah, there's been some good racing out there on the circuit. Once everyone gets a handle on it, I think it's going to be absolutely outstanding.
Well, race 1 today was won by a McLaren, race 2 a Ferrari. We've got a McLaren leading here in race 3, but we've got an Audi in second place. It's yet to win today.
Oh, guys, sorry, I just saw Kiba.
Blackwell!
Blackwell's crashed. He's out of the race.
At Blanchimont.
Just as he go, Alex.
Yeah,
Sorry,
there
Alex.
was no, it's fine. There was a crash there as well. So let's watch that one back on the replay and see exactly what happened to Blackwell.
Blackwell, he lost it on his own. He hits the grass on the inside, just the tiniest amount, Adam, and the curb, and it unsettled the car. Went onto the AstroTurf, lost the rear a bit, and he had the death snap.
McLaren is tough through there.
Round and round he goes. Where he stops. Well, it's nobody. I was going to say nobody knows, but it's the pit lane.
He hit that Luciano Berti wall, didn't he?
I hate watching that because that's an absolute nonsense thing that would never, never happen. Not with the amount of steering lock that, they're putting into that,
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of lock there, was there?
No, it looked like he had some sort of failure or something, the way it just blew off.
That's just one of the little things that they've got to iron out with their with the tyre model, I have to say.
Yeah. In some cases, it's a fantastic tyre model, and in other cases, it's not. But I'm sure it will get knotted out at some point. They're always hard at work on it. But
okay, Alex, the other crash that you were just about to mention before.
Fair enough.
Kiba and somebody, I'm not sure who it was. Obviously, I've lost track of that now.
Sorry about that, mate.
Yeah, no, they were battling through. I think it was.
Oh,
what's happened?
It's
Newman. He's out of the race.
Oh wow, and Robert Lundgren as well. He's facing the wrong way.
He's still reversing into the. Oh Jesus! Some of these rejoins have been absolutely appalling. Newman just about avoided disaster there.
They need the parking sensors, don't they?
And the traction control off.
There you go. That was a good.
I need to learn how to do that after my nightmare show in the Formula Renault at Zandvoort.
But the amount of drivers I've never seen so many drivers in one meeting, Alex. I don't know about you, who have been spun and they've stayed there and been whacked a few more times. I've never seen that many drivers in one race meeting.
Yeah, I mean they're doing the right thing by staying still. If they move, that's even worse.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
still getting hit. I mean, it might have been not their fault in some cases, but
it's just the experience. I think with everybody in the car, not keeping an eye out what's going on traffic-wise, and of course, it is a night race, this one as well, so even more rare.
Boot. Yeah, I wonder if they knew the night race is coming. That's one. That could be another thing as well.
I'm pretty sure they did. Pretty sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, I just wondered in sometimes before, but then I remember. Yeah, I remember how this one's being run, and I remember that they probably did tell the drivers ahead of time. As Chris Wood threw Eau Rouge ahead of Andy Shield.
Andy was 4/10 quicker that lap as well, so he's on the charge.
All Audi battle at the front. Then
someone's dropping down. That's
Stray
Petrie
and Draycott. Yeah.
What's gone on between them? Oh, they're buried into each other as well.
In the source.
On the inside of the hairpin. Gaz is trying to just gain a little bit of angle to get back round.
Bibby's toe. Probably the longest toe in history.
That brave man up the inside. Another of the CQR Audis. That was Pete Newman who flew up the inside. Oh, they're like, big crash on the Kennel Straight.
Oh no.
It's,
1-2. Sam Reed. Another of the Club 73 cars. Thankfully, it wasn't our leader, Chris Wood. But what happened here?
I was about to say they were 4 wide at one point.
Oh, Dim, have you seen what happened?
No.
On replay now. Talk us through it, Adam.
He was catching. Well, Sam Reed is going through rally on, catching up to these Ferraris. Goes to the outside and then gets onto the grass. Tries to save it and then off into the wall he goes. Thankfully, doesn't collect that McLaren.
So he just misjudged it, did he?
Looks like he. Yeah, either that or he literally darted to the left a bit too eagerly there.
Oh dear.
The worst replay ever. Sorry, guys. This is behind the tree for the most part of it.
Chris Wood's trying very hard to stay ahead of Andy Shield as well. See him kicking up all the dirt, gravel from been resting on that AstroTurf.
This is the final lap. This is the final lap of the race.
It's the final lap of the race, and Chris Wood then he's only got a few corners to go. Driven a great race, 4th on the grid, and he should bring home the bacon here. Into the final corner he comes then. Hard on the brakes, makes the apex. And it's a win for Audi, it's a win for Club 73, and it's a win for Chris Wood.
And the fireworks go off.
Oh, very close for this sort of 5th, 6th, 7th battle.
Ross McFarlane just going to finish at the back end of that fighting pack there. It's Sakovic, Thielen, Sakovic and McFarlane.
Oh God, this is Melcher and Bunn. They've all missed their braking point going into the... oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh, where's Melcher going?
Oh my God, look at this. Melcher's lost about 4 places.
Finishes 18th in the end. Surprised he didn't get a slowdown. Someone's around in the background as well. I don't know who it is.
The fireworks going off. It's absolutely spectacular as well.
I want to see.
Everyone's doing Catherine.
Go on the blimp and find someone who's going through the bus stop, Alex.
Well, we've got fireworks in the air. We've got people doing Catherine wheels on the circuit. Someone is around. Someone's got a blown engine. Oh no, it's not. It's not a blown engine. Ben Gregory's go.
There's all sorts going on out there. That's for sure. Deary me. Yeah, fireworks in the air, fireworks on the circuit, and just like fireworks, a few cars exploded out there. I think.
Has Josh Rayfield finished, or he's actually crashed before we got to the line? I thought he was doing donuts.
Oh, he's had all sorts of trouble. Rayfield, he's crabbing on the limit squad car. Do like the Japanese cars, and I imagine the drifting as well. And well, that car's set up perfectly for drifting. It's not going in a straight line. Well, it was a fun meeting, I have to say. I mean, a lot of craziness going on, but it is Spa, and it is the first meeting of the season, so you do expect a little bit of it. And yeah, Alex, I reckon this series is just going to get better as well as we roll through the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the admins have got their bits to do now to look at those issues and make sure that they all get penalised where needed. So there's a lot to go through on that one, and yeah, just do their adminning. That's what's going to make sure that the series carries on.
I do want to give a shout to the pole sitter as well, James Ewens, who actually did finish 3rd there as well after the safety car. So that was pretty good. All right, so Adam, if you could take us through the finishing order then.
Okay, so let's run you through the finishing order for the final race of the day. Race victory for Chris Wood. Andy Shield finishing in 2nd place. Then third, James Ewins, fourth, Sharon Kaiser, fifth, Joris Thielen, sixth, Maciek Sakovic, Ross McFarlane in seventh, Julian Janowski eighth, Diogo Moro in ninth, and Bart Delman rounding out the top 10, finished in 30th place. Cars that started inside the top 10 and finished there. We had 3.
Can I just point out as well, Diogo Moro again, 33 places.
Yeah, biggest mover in the field.
Massive.
Diogo Moro, yeah, indeed. 11th for Richard Kafenku, 12th Dave Baker, 13th for Matthew Keever, the first of the Ferraris, 14th for Scott Malcolm, 15th Christian Rose, 16th for Matt Bunn, 17th Anwar Smith, then 18th Dennis Melcher in that Ford Mustang at the end, 19th place for Stephen Dawson and 20th for Pete Howard, 21st place for Jake Blackhall. Despite that massive crash he had at Blanchimont, he was able to carry on and go to the pits as well. Yes, he did. He got a new car and was able to finish in 21st place. 22nd for Kieran Roche with Clinton Bell 23rd, Stuart McFadden in 24th, 25th for Sam Reed, 26th Pete Newman, 27th Jason Rowe, Chaz Draycott, despite getting parked at the source, finished in 28th. Then Dave White, who started on the third row of the grid, finishing in 29th place. 30th for Dave Crozier in the end, 31st for Owen Morgan, who started third. Zachary Buchanan, 32nd, 33rd for Nicole Foggy, 34th Ben Gregory, 35th for Dan Rusu, with Josh Rayfield in 36th, and then the cars that did not finish one lap down or more. Lewis Bibby a lap down, Robert Lundgren, Ash Sutton, who was involved in that mess on the opening lap along with AD King. Of course, all these drivers got fast repairs, which is why they were able to finish so close to everybody in the end. Lee Woodburn 2 laps down, Dion Phillips, Alex Everett and Ben Hackerson all scored nothing here in the final race of the day, and I'll be hoping for better things when the series heads down under to Phillip Island next week.
I think they will, but one man is going to be a little bit happier, I think, with the final race of the season. The final race of the night is Scott Malcolm, and Scott joins us now in the commentary box. Hi, mate.
I wish that was the last race of the season.
Well, maybe for some people. You finished in 14th place. It looked like you had a bit of fun out there. Obviously, the safety car changed the race, but are you quite pleased with that?
That last race, yeah. Oh, aye, definitely. I thought when I started up front, I started fourth, I think. I was like, oh no, here we go. But I thought I held my own out there. We were like touring cars a wee bit, but I'm kind of used to that with the Kias. But I really enjoyed that. That's a lot of fun. This.
What's the Ferrari like as well? Because I mean, we drove it at Le Mans in the GTE version, and similar in the GT3.
I find it easier.
Yeah.
That's why I went for that car, and I could actually. It's one of the top end cars that I could actually drive now. Yeah, it's different. I think it's a lot more stable than the GT. But yeah,
that's pretty stable actually. So the GT is pretty stable as well. So I think that's can only be a good thing.
Maybe they've changed that. I don't know. I've not driven it since they brought it out. Again, I've been driving this car and I just love it. I think it's great.
Right, it's been a fantastic addition to iRacing. You want to give a shout out to anybody before you go tonight?
Yeah, just for Matt and that for putting on this series, and Stu for making up these setups, because I'm lost without that, and just for you guys for putting on the broadcast as usual. Great job as usual.
Very much. I'm sure you'll enjoy watching that back, because I was quite mental at times. So yeah, I'm sure you'll have
try driving it.
You know what? I might. It looks a lot of fun.
No,
all right, Scott.
You have to attempt to drive it.
Yeah, I got to attempt. Got to try it. Stuart McFadden there joins us now.
Hello.
The night didn't start off particularly well for you, I must admit. Didn't seem like you held the brake there on the little spin you had, but after that, it seemed like it was. Was it a decent night after that, or what?
No, not really. It's probably one of the worst nights I've had in some recent bonus way.
Bye then, bye. No.
Basically, in that lap 1 instant, because I have traction control on, I hit the AstroTurf, the green bit anyway, and then I went spiraling off. But I honestly had full brakes, but because I don't have ABS on, it just kept me rolling, because it doesn't really work if you're going sideways. But I had full brake on. I was like, no, 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 no.
Oh, and it wasn't. Yeah, was it something to do with the traction control maybe then?
No, it wasn't. It was me. It was my mistake.
Ah. Well, I'll tell you what. That's what you're going to learn from in the first week of the season, and I'm sure you'll have better races to come. But Phillip Island, then, what are you thinking for that one? Is it a circuit that you enjoy?
Well, I've already started in the setup for that track, and it's not very good in the Ferrari. I've honestly tried everything, and I've not been able to bring up something that works. But we'll see. I'll try. But yeah, I really do enjoy the track. It's got a good float yet. It's a quite different to any other track we've got. Well, not different, but we've got really fast bits, so it's really difficult to set up. I mean, the first corner, that's like, if you have really high wing, especially coming down that big straight, and then you're just going to like push on in that first corner because you've got so much of your downforce. The front's just going to be so like understeery. So it's really difficult to set up, especially for the slow bits and the fast bits. So that's where.
And if you have low wing, you've not got a lot of grip.
Yeah. So it's about finding that balance of mucking around with stuff. I'm not going to say because I don't want to give anybody an advantage.
No.
But you need to muck around with stuff. That's basically it.
Yeah. Alex, in your experience, Phillip Island, what do you need to do there in terms of the setup?
Yeah, I mean, another great circuit.
What kind of dampers do you run, Alex?
It's very high speed, with a lot of traction zones in there as well. So soft low speed dampers at the back to get the bite out of the hairpins and things like that. Would be a good place to go. But of course you want the rotation off of corners like Siberia and the final sort of sector as well. So high, low speed would be my go-to. There you go. All right.
Right. Cheers, Alex.
There you go. You can be able to watch that back on the broadcast and get that help. Stu, thanks for joining us, mate, and we'll catch you next time.
I always like doing these interviews, so anytime you're looking for somebody, I'm always a man.
Hey, why not? Take care.
Hey, bye-bye. Thank you.
And Alex is going to stand by with the man who's put the series together, or helped put it together at least. Is the Matt Bunn is with Alex Simpson.
Yeah, Mr. Bunn, welcome to the booth.
Oh, thanks for having me.
That's all right. Well, first meeting is down. You had a bit of everything tonight, personally and for the series as well. What was your take on it all?
I think it was generally quite a good first meeting, really. First race, obviously, is not too bad because everyone's sort of, you got the fast guys at the front and the slower guys at the rear, and you're racing the quicker and not better guys, but you know what I mean. So yeah, not too much carnage. A fairly good race. Race 2, obviously with the reverses, then things get a little bit interesting. But for me personally, race 2 was good. I went from 32nd or something all the way up to 8th, and then had a little bit of contact with Chaz. That was just simply driving, racing, close racing really. No one was at fault really. And then yeah, the night race was inevitably going to be interesting. Yeah, I think generally it was good, but people are just learning the cars. A lot of these guys are coming from like the likes of the Kia, and you can't drive these like touring cars. But yeah, I think once everyone sort of settles down, get used to the car, get used to the big grids, and all the new guys that we're racing with, I think it's going to be some really good racing.
Yeah, pretty much what we kind of said during the broadcast. Actually, just got to give it some time to find their feet and whatnot, and how they've got to race everyone. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how it all progresses. Phillip Island next week, obviously a good circuit, completely different in so many ways to Spa, where you got a nearly a 4-minute 20 pace car lap. It'd be a lot shorter if you have one at Phillip Island.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. What's got me as well is obviously with the recent changes to all the GT3 cars. I think that played a part in tonight as well. We've had to really adjust the way you drive the car and how you set up the car. Certainly for us guys in the Ferrari, we've really been struggling with the sort of nerf. But yeah, I think Phillip Island's a good track for the Ferrari though. We did a few little test laps around there, and it's quite interesting. We've been jumping in. Obviously, some of the admin guys have just been sort of looking at gauging the performance of all the cars on different tracks. So we've done quite a bit of testing, and yeah, it's going to be really interesting that some of the cars are better at other tracks, and the weather as well, with the dynamic weather, is going to play a big part as well. So yeah, it's anyone's championship really, and with obviously the big grids and the inevitable, there's going to be some incidents. You just can't tell who's going to take it.
Yeah, we actually saw that really in the first race. You know, 4 different constructors in the first 4 spots. I mean, that's exactly what you want, you know. So yeah, it really does show it's going to be sort of anybody's championship. And then of course, like with every sort of reverse grid series we do, it's all about, you know, the driver negotiating the traffic on the second and third races. That's going to be sort of fundamental rather than the pure outright pace when you're on your own kind of thing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, awesome stuff. Any sort of shout outs that you want to do from a team's perspective before we let you go?
Just a big thanks firstly to Race Hub at Brands Hatch for supporting the series and sponsoring the series. And then yeah, all the guys in CQR. We've got 3 full teams in the championship, and yeah, everyone sort of helps each other, and it's a really good atmosphere in CQR. So thanks to all those guys as well, and thanks to you guys for helping set up, get all the broadcasting. Yeah,
no, I mean, I think it went pretty well from our side. I think there's a couple of little bits that we still want to add on, but yeah, for the most part, it was a bit of a success and a good turnout as well. Watching. We weren't on iRacing Live, even though I did submit it to them. But yeah, we still had the sort of numbers that we would have got normally. So yeah, it was good.
Long may it continue.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, I think it's a successful first meeting, Matt, to be honest, and you know, I'm pleased that it's gone well for you.
Yep. No, cheers, guys.
Right, thanks, Matt. We'll catch you next week at Phillip Island.
Yep. See you soon, guys.
Last but not least, I believe.
Evening, guys.
No one wants to take the interview, Dave. No one really cares, mate. What can we say?
Sorry, my fault. My TV came on, and it was on. I was trying to turn the sound off. Sorry about that.
Dave, mate, with the other races.
Tell you what, I'll give Adam we'll give Adam a shot of this one.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. You're right, Dave.
Hi, Adam.
Hello. How was it out there? Because probably a mixed bag, really. That one tonight.
It was really good fun. I really enjoyed it. The first race was so tough trying to chase down Nicole. Like, you just didn't make a single mistake. Second race, good fun fighting the way through the grid, and then wow, the third race in the night, yeah, just a little bit of chaos. But luckily we kind of saved it with the fast repair and managed to fight our way through on the last few laps. So yeah, good fun racing against sort of some new guys, some familiar faces. So
was this one of those tracks that really suited the McLaren?
Oh no, definitely not. Every time through Eau Rouge and Blanchimont we were having to lift so much. The other cars were gaining on us quite a lot, so we had to really work hard. I'm not sure what tracks really are going to suit the McLaren. Maybe Monza will favour us, but we're always going to try and push and be up there no matter what the track. But yeah, this one wasn't my favourite.
What view did you get of that mess in the final race? Because you're starting in amongst the field there in 27th.
A lot of smoke coming up through Eau Rouge, I think. I heard lots of cars slow, and as I kind of eased off, so I think somebody else was avoiding a car and they kind of speared into the side of me, and then, yeah, you're just a passenger at that point. But I hope it didn't put a down on too many people's evenings, because I think, you know, I say, it's all the first race, people just getting used to racing, you know, 50-odd cars side by side with these guys, so I think good seed sown for the future.
I'm in the mood to give out some setup tips and advice,
okay,
Dave, especially as you've still got Academy written behind your name in our TeamSpeak session. But yeah, obviously this is one of its strong tracks, I would say, for the McLaren, and your key really, as I did some tips for dampers earlier, but just drop your rake. The rake is that is your killer thing.
I think we tried
with
to
the
take
medium speed corners.
Yeah, we tried to take a fair bit out of the car, but yeah, just the aero kind of coming off or whatever it was through Blanchimont really kind of upset the car. I think that might have caught Jake out in one of the races. I know he was struggling in the practice. It is
massive through there. It is. I mean, it is a bit troublesome, but yeah, unfortunately, you just have to keep dropping it down and work on getting the rotation elsewhere. Otherwise, your high-speed balance is just to shot.
Yeah. Well, it makes it interesting. I think each car, sort of manufacturer had a good showing tonight at times, so that's good for the series. You know, it's not dominated by one at the moment, so we'll keep an eye and see how that goes.
Cool stuff. Well, all the best of luck for the next race. Sorry, Adam.
Thank you very much.
Butted in on your interview there.
Setup tips always appreciated, Alex.
Yeah, well done on the race meeting today, David, and we'll hopefully see you at Phillip Island next week.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Dave Baker there, and I think he's had a very good meeting tonight, Alex. I think he's finished well 3 times.
Yeah, good. 3 good consistent results. I mean, this is going to be like any of the other series that we do with the reverse grids. You know, finishing is going to be very, very key. And
he's an absolute master at that. And joining us in the box is a man who I've spoken to for quite some time actually on the channel. Jeroen Kaiser.
Hey guys.
Hello. How's things?
Yeah, good. Had a decent night. It got better over the night, to be fair.
Well, it got better considering you mounted a Ferrari on the first in the first race. Not your fault, I might add, but
yeah, that was
you
interesting.
You must have been thinking, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Once I saw it, I knew it wasn't able to avoid it. I don't actually know how I got over it or around it. I think I just drove over the top of it or something. But after that, the front end was kind of gone and got to Blanchiment, and there was just no grip, and I spun right into the wall, and that was the end for me.
What's the Mercedes like around Spa? Because I know it's very good on the curbs, and it will have helped you in some places, I guess.
Well, I've done the Mercedes in Spa under 24 hours the last 2 years, so I've got quite some experience with it. And yes, I do love to run the Mercedes in basically any car. I like to run it over the curbs. I love those V8s when they see Gold Coast, so I need to aspire to that.
But I think the Mercedes is a good choice of car for the season. Alex, since we've talked about it with the other guys with the different cars, key for the Mercedes drivers throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, actually, they're in probably the most favourable car for finding a nice balanced setup. I think really what we could do on there. I mean, I think I always remember running a very stiff front end on the Merc with a very soft on the rear. Just seemed to give it the best overall balance, and sort of use the ARB to help the car turn, get as much as you need. That was that was how we did a lot of the Academy setups. For anybody who's still got an Academy account, there's loads of Mercedes setups available that you can just grab from there.
There you go. That's some free stuff, Mick. But yeah, you're on. I mean, looking at the next couple of rounds, Phillip Island, Netterton, are they tracks that you enjoy?
Yes, I do enjoy them, but to be fair, most of my experience, of course, with Phillip Island is in the Kia, so it's going to be different in a GT3, but we should be able to adapt and change the setup accordingly. I think what Alex said mirrors in our setup. I think it's really nice to drive the Merc at the moment. I personally set it up so that it's really loose on throttle. You can drive it like a NASCAR. You hit the throttle and the rear kicks out and you can make the corners.
Well, that's nice in the shorter races as well, because you're not quite as tyre limited as you would be otherwise as well. Do you want to give a quick shout out to anybody before you leave us tonight and before we shut the broadcast down, because we are pretty much out of time?
Well, obviously to Matt for organising all this. I know it's a lot of work, and to my teammates and David Crozier for setting up the Team Matt stuff. It's really great. It's been fun with the guys.
All right, great. Thanks very much, Jeroen, for joining us in the commentary box, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
You know what? He's come late to the party. I think we just need to give give him a little chance, Adam, to say his piece tonight as well. Chaz Draco.
Oh, welcome back, Chaz. Welcome to the commentary box.
Thank you, boys. Nice to speak to you again. It's been a long, long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, days of the Sunday nights. I think that's probably about a year ago now, isn't it? When we were doing the Club Series on a Sunday.
Yeah, I think that went down the pan about July last year. So
yeah, I
more
think
than
that's
that
about
now.
right.
Scary, really scary. So was tonight. It was, well, it was brilliant, wasn't it? I hope.
Last race wasn't too good, was it? You were parked on the inside of the source.
Yeah, a bit of netcode was to thank for that, I think. My car decided it wanted to be part of Lewis Bibby's front end and the wall. But that happens, I suppose. I just didn't dare reverse into traffic again, so Lewis was just sat there revving his nuts off at me.
Overall, though, start of a second season, looking like it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we're confident. I mean, Tom wasn't here tonight because he's, well, busy with work, but I mean, Josh is new to iRacing, so he did really well tonight. He got caught up in some incidents and stuff, but he kept his head on and he was staying positive. We're putting quite a lot of practice in, though, so it's something we're definitely serious about, but it's good fun all the same.
We've just seen the replay on the stream as well. Yeah, it was a bit of an unfortunate incident, really, but there was not a lot you could really do at that corner. I think you did well to sort of make the angle. I did notice that when you sort of reversed back to give yourself the space, I saw a CQR car, I think it was Newman, absolutely fly up the inside into the tiniest of gaps, and he was brave doing that.
That scared the life out of me seeing that come across the front of me.
Because you're thinking, oh, I've got the space, and but that's the kind of racing that happens at Spa at night. You know, things, strange things happen. And on to Phillip Island. Sorry, I'm taking over Adam's question of like what we're doing next week. But go on, Adam. What do you think next week, Phillip Island?
Yeah, next week at Phillip Island, Chaz.
Chaz, what do you think about next week, Phillip Island?
I think Paul Smith won this race, by the way. I don't know why.
Andrew, what do you think next week, Phillip Island?
Phillip Island, I'm not very good at it.
No, I don't even own the track yet, so and I don't like it. I've driven it on R Factor and I don't like it, so I'm hoping that I just survive, basically.
Well, on that bombshell,
yeah, on that bombshell. I'll see in a bit. But yeah, I mean, tonight was good fun. It's nice to be here again doing this. I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I think highlight of the night is probably 35th to 15th in one lap in race 1, race 2, avoiding everything and then having a good few battles. So yeah. Right, I could get used to this again.
Very well. Before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anybody?
Teammates Josh and Tom. Shame Tom couldn't be here tonight. Beth's actually watching live as well. She's been messaging me all night. So shout out to her for dedication.
We've got you some airtime.
I know, yeah. That's what I'm here for. I love the attention, obviously.
I'm happy with that.
Well, yeah, just about out of time. So well done on the evening tonight as a whole, and we'll be speaking to you next week.
Yeah, good to speak again, lads. Nice one.
That's Drake up there. It's always good to have a speak to him. He's been racing with him for quite some time now, and good to see him back on iRacing. Right, well, from us, I think it's time that we end. But fantastic first meeting of the Race Hub World GT Championship. We've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. Join us next time at Phillip Island, of course, if you haven't gathered that one already. Join us in 2 hours' time when the Rickmatech Sports Car Series returns. And then at 8 PM tomorrow, the BSR MX5 Showdown. And indeed on Thursday, the BSR TC. So from myself, Andrew Woodhouse, from Adam Bath, and from Alex Simpson, it's good night from Spa-Francorchamps. And it's good night from the Race Hub World GT Championship.